Ladies and gentlemen, it's Friday. Can you sense the excitement in my voice? If you're watching on YouTube, can't you see it on my face? 2 games in Edmonton tonight. The Oilers play the Icebirds, and the Elks play the Boatmen. I'm using nicknames on top of nicknames to get everybody excited about these games. No, seriously, though, hope you're having a great Friday afternoon. We do have the 2 games in Edmonton tonight. Rogers Place has the Oilers up the LRT tracks at Commonwealth. The Elks take on the Argos. We have pre- and post-game coverage of both here on 630 Ched. Oh, my God. What did I just do?
Oh, no!
I should be fired. No, I should be reprimanded. I said Inside Sports earlier this week, and I just said 630 Ched for the first time. But here's the thing. I actually just said the name of something that doesn't exist. So what can you be mad about?
Oh, bro.
Here on Edmonton Sports Talk, 2 months in, it took me to do that. Not great. Less than 2 months.
That's impressive, I must say. Like this.
Well, you think if I would have done it, I would have done it week 1.
I'm also concerned because now this is 2 days in a row.
I said I didn't finish saying Inside Sports. It was a couple days ago.
Yeah.
Well, I think you know what it is. I think it's a sign that I'm getting so comfortable here. My brain is going back to earlier periods of comfort in my life.
Could very well be.
Yeah.
I'm concerned now for my job security.
No, I think we're fine.
Okay.
I think you're fine. I think I seriously I should be fine. We'll have to start up a little jar for me when I identify the wrong show.
That would be fun.
To be fair, I have heard people who have changed jobs previously in broadcasting careers make a similar mistake much further into their tenures at their new locations. So it does happen.
Happens.
By the way, how are the Minnesota North Stars doing this year? Did the Oilers play them last weekend? 780-218-9999 on the EST inbox, and you can jump into the nasty chat on YouTube. Perhaps recommend a punishment for me when I say that I'm working at my old job. If you're also on YouTube, I'm going to ask you a couple things today. Give us a like, give us a thumbs up, and I'll talk about the ingredients here in a second. And also, if you haven't done it already, subscribe to the channel on YouTube. Or if somebody is saying, hey, I was watching Reid and Jay, Hernan and Gager, whoever, on YouTube, say, hey, you got to subscribe to the channel because then you get all the shows recommended to you and you get all the good stuff. You can also get us through the TuneIn Radio app or through iHeartRadio. So what I was saying is we have pre- and post-game coverage on Edmonton Sports Talk for both the Oilers and the Elks. The Oilers Oil Stream, the pregame, the GCL Oil Stream pregame show will start at 6 o'clock after this show. It'll be on YouTube and on all the audio streams. The Green and Gold kickoff show will start at 6:30 on YouTube. Okay?
I've heard of that show.
So at 6:30, you'll have 2 YouTube options for Edmonton Sports Talk. Then when the Oilers game starts at 7, the Oil Stream pregame show will end, and then your Green and Gold kickoff show will also take over the audio stream.
What a world, eh?
So if they're both going on at the same time, Oil Stream gets the Oils or the audio stream gets the Oilers coverage. After the game, same deal.
Yep.
So we got you covered for both games. And we'll talk about this. Clearly, a more significant game for the Oilers, even though it's still pretty early in the season. Though there are some storylines for the Elks, and the players the players always want to win.
Sure.
You know, they want, whether they're going for not a playoff spot or for a playoff spot or whatever, they want to win. And what a great interview we had yesterday with Nick Anderson from the Elks.
I spoke specifically to my wife about it, just how, told him the story and how, some of his answers. And, yeah, you wish every athlete would be able to open up like that and dive into a bit of the, his life story and where he's from and what it's like living in Canada when you've grown up in Mississippi. Yeah, fantastic. I wish him the best. I cannot see a way in which he loses the Rookie of the Year for the CFL. I mean,
I don't know enough about the other nominees, but he was very, very good.
I don't either. And that's how confident I am.
All right.
100 tackles, 100-plus tackles. Come on. He's depending on the game, he could. I wonder what the rookie record for tackles is.
Well, what was Sherritt's record from a few years ago? Wasn't it in the 140s when Sherritt got most tackles in a season? Remember that? I know he wasn't a rookie, but he got most tackles in a season.
I don't know. I can find out.
All right, Google that on the fly, and I'll set up the show. By the way, we are in the James H. Brown studio. James H. Brown Personal Injury Law Firm, the heavy hitters of injury law. With over 200 years of experience, James H. Brown will get you the settlement you deserve. Visit them at jameshbrown.com. Book your private consultation today. In terms of guests, we have Craig MacTavish scheduled to join us in about 52 minutes. He will be inducted into the Oilers Hall of Fame this evening. That ceremony for he and Randy Gregg, who was on this show a couple of days ago, both taking place after the game. So if you're going to the game, just stay in your seats for about 10, 12 minutes, and they're going to do the induction ceremony after the game. Jeff Krushell will join us as well. He's always fun here to have on Edmonton Sports Talk. We'll talk some World Series and some baseball and some payrolls with him and all that kind of fun stuff. As the Yankees and the Dodgers, a very common World Series matchup. Well, it used to be.
12th time.
But they haven't played since, what, 81?
81.
They played in, was it 77, 78, and 81?
Yeah.
And in the 50s, when the Dodgers were still in Brooklyn, they played in, they played in 47, 49, 52, 53, 55, 50, and 56. So that was that sort of the meat of the rivalry there, with the Yankees winning most of them. Dodgers won the last time they played in 1981. Do you know one of the teams the Dodgers eliminated on the way to the World Series that year?
No.
Montreal Expos.
Wow.
Blue Monday. Rick Monday hit the home run at the top of the ninth at Olympic Stadium, which knocked the Expos out of contention. The Expos would have won the World Series in 1994, but the season got shut down. I'm confident enough to say that. Here's how we expect the Oilers to line up tonight. McDavid between Nugent Hopkins and Hyman. Draisaitl between Podkolzin and Arvidsson. Henrique with Jeff Skinner and Connor Brown. Derek Ryan, Janmark, and Perry on a line. Eck with Bush. Nurse with Stetcher. Kulak with Emberson, so Dermott likely out. After playing with Nurse last game, Stewart, Skinner in net. Penguins, Crosby with O'Connor and Rust. Malkin with Bunting and Raquel. Eller with Beauvillier and Glass. Achari centers Hayes and Jesse Puljujarvi expected to be in the lineup tonight. Pettersson with Letang. Grzelcyk with Carlson. Graves with St. Ive, who I don't know much about. And rookie Joel Blomqvist in net. 52nd overall pick for the Penguins back in 2020. Tristan Jarry, the former Oil King, sent home during this road trip to get in a better place about playing goal in the National Hockey League. Their goals against is poor. As Phil Bourque said yesterday, though, he doesn't think it's the goaltending. He thinks it's the team defense. Possibly a night for the Oilers to break out. They have dominated this team the last 3 seasons. 6 consecutive victories against the Pittsburgh Penguins, 33-9, the goal differential in favor of the Oilers. So they have won, and they have won decisively in, one of the games was close, but really 5 of the 6 have been pretty much lopsided victories in favor of the Edmonton Oilers. Did you have the tackle stat, or is it not readily available?
I can only find the Canadian record, and Nick Anderson would have blown through that, but
for a Canadian rookie,
89. That was broken 2021.
By who?
I left the page.
Oh, it's gone. All right.
Williams, from Jordan Williams. That was actually 81 defensive tackles in 12 games, breaking the Canadian rookie tackle record.
Oh, in just 12 games. Okay. We got a lot of cool stuff going on with Edmonton Sports Talk. What's going on with this pop-up store?
Well, let me tell you, Reid. Okay, so starting on Monday, you can get all the EST merch your little heart desires, as the EST pop-up store will be live on our website, edmontonsportstalk.com. A link will be at the top of the page. It'll say Shop EST, and you can go in there. The store will be open until November 10th. People will have 2 weeks to get their orders in. This is a pre-sale sale only, so once the shop closes, then the order will be placed. Things should be shipped to everyone on or before December 15th. So Christmas gifts, now's the time to get on it. This store is thank you to the official merch partner of EST, The Hive Product Marketing. And here's the real, I think, kicker here is Nasty Club annual member, annual members of the Nasty Club will have a 15% discount code. 15%.
Oh, wow.
So that, if you put in an order, that pays for more than your Nasty Club membership right there. So that is still available. You can go to edmontonsportstalk.com and sign up to be an annual member. And when you do, you get access to 15% off this clothing order. Had a look at it, and there's some neat stuff coming down the pipe. There will be some juvenile sizes as well available. So if you're looking for stuff for your kids, I know I will be. You can find them all there. So,
all right, that's exciting. It's so cool, all the stuff we have at Edmonton Sports Talk. We're very lucky. You know what's we're cool to have on this show is the off-topic topic. Before we dive deeper into some of the Oilers and Elks storylines and have MacT on the show, the off-topic topic is presented by William Huff. Since 1952, William Huff has provided industry-leading graphics with design, print, and install all in-house for thousands of valued clients. Their unparalleled customer service, combined with decades of industry expertise and a desire to make every job the very best it can be, is what they call the William Huff Advantage. Visit their website at williamhuff.com or give them a shout, 780-454-4536. All right, this is all you, buddy.
okay. Well, before I get into that, I mean, we're at rookie numbers here with these likes. So, Reid, what do we got here that is going to fulfill our need to make?
If we get 100 thumbs up on YouTube, we get something from Dustin Nielsen, the owner and grand poobah of this station.
Yes.
So this week he's been giving us ingredients to bake chocolate chip cookies. So we got it because we'll see where we get to today. We're already a quarter of the way there. But because we reached 100 every day this week, we now have 100. We all have everything we need to bake chocolate chip cookies. We got baking powder and salt mixed together in this one bag, and we got sugar in this other bag. We already have, what else did we get? Flour, an egg, vanilla, butter, chocolate chips themselves.
We're ready to roll.
We're ready to go. So we will have
hopefully
probably
3 cookies,
baked cookies on Monday on the Reid Wilkins Show. Yes, and I know these baggies look suspicious, but we're going to bake with them and just hope Dustin put in there what he says is in there.
They're clearly labeled, so, don't worry. To the off-topic topic for William Huff. As you all know, Monday is also the Scary Things draft here at EST. And I was thinking about this yesterday. If you're new to EST, let's say you followed Reid over from his place of former employment, and you're new to EST, we do these drafts where you get 4 of us in a room and we draft really silly things. So our Monday's draft is Scary Things draft. Obviously, with the timeline, we are close to Halloween, so we wanted to put a little spook into it. So yesterday we talked about your general fears in life. That was the off-topic topic. Today I'm going to go into another category that will be drafted on Monday. Your top scary sport situations. Top scary sport situations. Send them in on the nasty chat, 780-218-99, or sorry, that's the EST inbox. Your scary sports situations. Reid, you had a good one earlier.
Well, this is what comes to mind for me, seeing someone getting hit by a javelin.
100%.
I'm watching a track and field event, or I'm watching a javelin competition, whatever, and somebody throws.
Like a judge.
And a judge, because they're not right there, but they're there. I mean, it's not as if they are hidden or totally... And unfortunately, this has happened. Oh, my goodness. As recently this March, a headline, athletics referee fatally struck by javelin in Germany. So it has happened. Somebody got struck by an arm by a javelin in 1994 in Norway, in the stomach in 1998 in Germany. So this happens. So I think that's why this scares me, because I'm not saying something that, okay, but the odds of that happening are, it's never happened, so why would you think it was going to happen? Unfortunately, this happens.
Wow.
So
yeah, that would, and I mean, it's hard to see. Like, it's not big.
It's long, but yeah, you could lose it.
When it was coming at you, you could easily lose it. Zach,
and if it's coming at you, I mean, here's the thing: if I saw a javelin coming at me, I would freak out. Which way do I go?
What is moving at a quite the rate of speed? Scary sports situations, Zach. What do you got?
The biggest one for me would be stepping in the ring with prime Mike Tyson. That just thinking about it, I've seen the videos. It's just no, I don't even want to meet the guy.
Yeah, that's terrifying. it depends. You could go different ways with this. I remember seeing Owen Hart tragically, pass away
Did
in
you
the
see that
wrestling
live?
ring. I did not.
Okay.
But by all accounts, they went on with the match, which, would not happen in today, certainly, right? But it depends. Are you going to go serious? Are you going to go,
Game situation.
McDavid
whatever.
and Draisaitl on a 2-on-0? That's pretty scary if you're the goalie. So send in your scary sports situations.
And Jay will use them in his draft if they're good.
Well, yes, that's. I'm adding all of these. Hungover man and GP says skate cut like Clint Malarchuk.
That's awful.
Right?
And that has happened. Richard Zednik got cut in a game, pretty bad as well. I mean, don't forget Evander Kane. That would be just under. Wasn't that in November of 2022?
That was his leg, right?
No, that was his wrist.
Or his wrist,
Patrick
sorry.
Maroon went
Yes,
right over
yes.
his wrist. Yeah, any sort of a skate cut would be pretty terrifying. Yeah, Deuced Comics just put that in the nasty chat. It's just your average Canadian posted as well. Just tuned in. Why is Reid bragging about white powder? We'll find out when we bake the cookies on Monday.
Bowen said when Greg Louganis smoked his head on the 10-meter tower and hit the water bleeding.
That was awful.
Yeah.
That's got to happen a few times a year at lower levels too. Somebody hitting their head on a diving board or hitting something and getting hurt, coming off awkwardly. That's pretty scary.
Nate the Builder, shark attack while surfing.
I wonder how often that's happened during a surfing competition.
He said it has happened. I think
okay.
I saw it here recently, probably within the last year. Scary sports situation from Sheldon, not in a white garbage truck. Scary sports, Mikko Koskinen in net for my hockey team in the playoffs.
Oh, jeez.
All right.
That could be tough. He didn't play well against Chicago in the bubble. All right. Also, follow us on X on all the socials. Of course, on Twitter, I am at Reid Wilkins, ReidWilkins. Jay Milne is at Jason Milne. Milne spelled Milne, and the station YEG Sports Talk. Another great way to follow us. We're going to have GCL Diesel presenting the Oil Understood. We will start with the clues for today's mystery athlete of the game when we get back. Mac T is scheduled to join us at 4. We have Zach Kubish with a sports update for Wheelers RV.
The Oilers face Sidney Crosby and the Pittsburgh Penguins with Hernan Salas and YouTube Trev to get you set during the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame show right on Edmonton Sports Talk at 6 o'clock. And elsewhere, the Golden Knights meet the Senators. The Islanders visit the Devils before Connor Bedard and his Blackhawks play the Predators. For their season finale, the Elks host the Argos while the Ticats kick off against the Red Blacks. And you could join Matthew Wanick and Jay Milne for the Green and Gold kickoff show at 6:30 live from the Century Casino Sports Barn Lounge on the EST YouTube channel. The NBA has 9 games, including the Raptors with the 76ers. Suns tipping off against the Lakers and the Bulls battling the Bucks. Dallas Goedert of the Eagles has been ruled out for this week's game, while Tua Tagovailoa will make his first start for the Dolphins since week 2, clearing through concussion protocol. Canadian tennis player Denis Shapovalov was eliminated from the Swiss indoor tennis tournament today with a quarterfinal loss against France's Giovanni Mepchi Priacard. This sports update has been brought to you by Wheelers RV and Boat Storage. Conveniently located 5 minutes east of St. Albert, Wheelers RV is your safe and secure place to store your RV, boat, or whatever it is you want to store. Visit them at WheelersRVStorage.com to take advantage of their limited time offer. Buy 6 months and get one free. Go to WheelersRVStorage.com today and get your storage needs taken care of. The Reid Wilkins Show with Jay Milne continues just after the break. I'm Zachary Kubish.
Ready for an unforgettable sports experience? It's the EST Fly Away to LA. Presented by the 780. Listen Listen daily for the EST Flyaway keyword. Once you hear it, text us at 780-218-9999 for your chance to qualify to fly to LA. Round trip flights for 2, hotel and car rentals, all to go see Edmonton face off against either LA or Anaheim. Plus, experience the brand new Intuit Dome as the Clippers tip off against the Warriors, and top it all off with the Rams kicking off against the Cardinals at SoFi Stadium. This is more than just a trip. This is the ultimate sports experience. The EST Flyaway to LA, presented by the 780 and Edmonton Sports Talk. Your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
Food Sausages makes their meat with nothing but the best local ingredients. From chicken, beef, and pork, their gluten-free sausages are packed with flavor. Every single bite. Get a 10% discount when mentioning Edmonton Sports Talk in-store or use the code EST when shopping online at foodsausages.ca. Plus, you get free delivery on orders of $100 or more. Find them at 6736 99th Street. Food Sausages. You can't beat our meat.
Hey Edmonton, ready to take advantage of lower rates and better pricing? South Fort Chevrolet in Fort Saskatchewan has you covered. From rugged trucks to sleek SUVs. And with over 40 years in business, you can trust that you're getting the best deal on your new ride. As the proud title sponsor of the Nielsen Show, EST listeners can drive a little to save a lot with South Fort Chevrolet's transparent pricing and down-to-earth sales team. Visit us today in Fort Saskatchewan or online at southfortchev.com.
Don't feel like working? Join the Hangout. You never know what you might hear. Weekday mornings 9 to 11 on EdmontonSportsTalk.com.
All right, thanks a lot for joining us. I mistakenly referenced my previous job, Jay's previous job, of course, Yvonne's Furniture. And the cool thing for you is some of the people who have joined us at EST are people you know from your days in the business world, are they not?
Like Dustin?
No,
Or
like from some of our...
Oh, yeah, some listeners, absolutely.
Yeah, and or you've gotten to know some advertisers that we have as well?
Yes, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, so... One of those would be my dear friend over at Wheeler's RV and Storage.
Nice.
I talked to him yesterday, and now, obviously, as it's getting a little cooler out, people are winterizing their RVs, and he is starting to fill up. So when you go on the Wheeler's RV Storage, if you're looking for RV storage, it's 10 minutes west of St. Albert, so it's super close. If you are looking, you get 1 month free right now when you sign up, and when you sign up, there's a pop-down menu. It says, "How did you hear of us?"
Oh, nice.
Click EST, Edmonton Sports Talk. Sorry, it says Edmonton Sports Talk, and you get the 1 month free as well.
Oh, amazing.
So if you're looking to store your RV, your boat, your dad's RV, your mother-in-law's boat, whatever, take it out there. Get it off your driveway. It's nice, wide roads, easy to back in, all that fun stuff.
Great stuff.
So Wheeler's RV Storage. I just got to make sure. Hang on, Reid. This is wheelersrvstorage.com.
Okay, cool. Yeah, thanks to them for being on board for sure. Thanks to everybody who's jumping in the Nasty Chat. As I've said before, the cool thing about the Nasty Chat is I realize it's a chance for the audience to interact with us, but it's mainly a place for the Nasties to interact with each other. Like there are just some days entire conversations get going on, and I've had to realize like, these people actually don't expect this to be read on air. They are listening to us and consuming the stuff we're saying, and they're consuming each other's ideas in chat about things, which are pretty cool. Though I'm pretty sure Duck Dad wants this one read on air. Merchandise idea for EST: short shorts with Gazzola printed on the backside. He says, like, I'm not wearing them, but I'm sure some sickos would. He actually wrote that. Did somebody say that as a scary thing?
Yeah.
That Tom's short shorts would be...
That was a thing when girls used to wear those sweatpants that had words on the butt.
Was it only girls that had those?
I
don't know.
I don't know. I've never worn any.
I've never worn...
What did it say?
Juicy.
Juicy, yes.
Oh, jeez.
Juicy.
Tom should wear those across his butt.
That's what I should get Tom for Christmas.
Juicy sweatpants.
Juicy couture sweatpants. And just have them walk around. Wear them only for the hangout.
So that is some fun in the Nasty Chat, or as we could also call it, since I like synonyms, the Diabolical Dialogue
Ooh.
on YouTube. Give us a thumbs up there as well. We try to get to 100 every day, and we're over 40, so keep plugging away, everybody. Hammer that thumbs up when you go in there. Yes, no, it's okay, guys. I love all of you, but as I said, the nasty chat is also your place. It's not always for me and Jay, so I'm not going to read any more short stuff. You guys do that amongst yourselves.
I might.
Jay might. Well, it's going to take off for a while now, so maybe we'll come back to it later, but I don't want it to hijack the show quite yet. Do we have any more suggestions, or do you want to compile them later for the William Huff off topic, scary sports situations?
I got a lot. Yeah, they're coming in fast and furious. I'll read a few now. When your star goalie gets hurt in Game 1 of the Stanley Cup Final.
Oh, no.
Example, we all know.
Rollison. We know what happened there.
Rob from the Grove, and that came in from LFC Captain. Rob from the Grove says a scary sports situation would be, let's say the Oilers are winning 2-1 with 3 minutes left in a game, and the opposing team has pulled their goalie, so it's basically a power play. Yes.
Oh,
that is. And Grumpy Cat, our dear, I guess we're Grumpy Cat's award-winning station or show.
Yeah, he gave us this trophy when we were at South Fort Chevy.
That's right. I'm not a great hockey player, but I'm aware of my level and ability and know I want to work the next day. My scary situation is ungrateful players at Shinny who don't know and put others in danger, like the time I was tripped and went knees first into the boards.
That's a scary sports situation, the people who take your rec league or pickup game a little too seriously.
Yeah. Stop it.
I remember once, for some reason, I might have even been working on the broadcasts. The year, because I think one of the years I did basketball, I might have helped Stoff with some intermissions or Doug McLean or something like that. So one day I got to Claire Drake quite early for a Bears game, and there was like just guys playing. And I don't think it was university guys. I think it was men who rented the ice, so older than university age, and these guys fought. And you could tell one guy had like no interest in fighting. Was kind of like, why have you jumped me on our Friday after work fun league game? And I don't even think there was a big incident or anything like that. It was just one guy thought that was the time he needed to prove that he was a fighter. And it's kind of like, come on.
That's when you got to walk away from that.
I heard, I'm going to tell a story here. I don't think I've ever told this on air, but this would be scary. Okay, how about this for a scary incident? Being in a men's league game or a rec league hockey game and getting irritated at somebody and fighting them and then realizing they're a former NHLer. A lot of people probably won't know this name, but he's from Lloyd, and he played in the WHA and the NHL. His name's Skip Craik. And so, he played, I'll check the years, I think 60s and 70s. And Skip was always around the rink in Lloyd, and I think he was on the Bobcats or Blazers board of directors, and I think he did stuff with the Border Kings as well. Yeah, he played in the NHL and the WHA from 63 to 76. So you got to remember there were fewer teams then. And, Skip was not like a large guy, but he played pro hockey in an era that would have been a little more wild than now. And I remember him telling me once, so he retired and wanted to keep playing hockey and wanted to be athletic. And so he, plays men's league or rec or whatever, and he's the target out there, right? Everybody else wants to be the guy that body checked a former NHLer or took the puck off the former NHLer or gave a little elbow to an NHLer. And Skip said, I had to stop playing because some of these guys were trying to goad me into a fight. And he said, if I fought a guy who has never played pro hockey, I could do some damage to that guy, right? So he's like, I'm not going to put myself in a situation where, a guy might decide he's going to take a run at me from behind and injure me because he's hitting me when I'm not expecting it. And then he's like, if I get mad enough for these guys really goad me into a fight, so could you imagine that? Like you're out playing rec. Oh, I'm going to be chippy with this guy. I'm going to see. And then it's like, oh, that's, whoever, Todd Bertuzzi.
Well, yeah, you get your BS play called out. That's what happens, and somebody wants to bop you on top of the head because you're being an idiot in rec league. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah, I think so. I think that's both scary. The guy in rec league, and let's face it, it usually would be men.
Women are smarter.
The guy in rec league
Guys
the guy in rec league who's taking it way too seriously, and you start to worry that he's going to hurt somebody else. Or also scary is that you being that guy in rec league and then realizing, oh, there's a former NHLer on the other team, and he's going to. Well, it'd be like if you were out there with Matt Cassian, running around and thinking like, oh yeah, there's this big guy. I'm going to cross-check him in the lower back and see what he does about it. And then Matt looks at you and is like, do you know I fought in junior and professionally? Do you realize the people I've taken on?
He came in the office yesterday, and haven't seen him in a while. I just forgot how massive of a human
like
he is.
his hands looked like he could just grab us on the top of the head and just pick him up.
His feet are.
Well, I think I said that on air about Ian Herbers too, who was not a fighter, when he played. But whenever I go to a Bears game, oh hey Ian, you shake hands, and I'm like, where'd my arm go?
Well, speaking of hands, I brought in a football today, because we have a couple footballs around the office, but those aren't real footballs. So I brought in one of my, U of A footballs that I have. I have a football collection at home, so this is one of them. It's an actual blown up, within the last couple of years, regulation size football.
Oh, nice.
We're kind of tossing it around, and Gager comes out of the office and he puts his hand up like, "Hey, Jay, toss it to me." So I whip one at him because I know he's an athletic person, so he can handle it. Whoop, one-handed, palms the thing.
That's the one thing I've noticed from when I've had even when I was in Lloyd and, we had Hartnell on the show, or I interviewed him in the summer, Wade Redden, Corey Cross, and just a bunch of guys who were there who would have played WHL or maybe minor pro. A lot of them have giant hands. Even a guy who might be my height, like his hands would be bigger than mine, and their hips are usually quite wide.
Yeah, it was Gager's hands are so big.
Well, that's how he snared all those pucks. That's why no one could score on
He
him.
just snatched this thing out of the air. He had a funny story, actually, about when he was at Notre Dame. He was told that he would never make it as a hockey player and that he should focus on football.
Really? Well, I didn't know that. That's funny.
I think he got cut from the midget AAA team, and then they said, well, no, you should focus on football.
Mm-hmm.
Well, looks like that didn't turn out so well for them.
He became the crazy Canadian goalie.
Reid, it's game day.
Here we go. It's time for the mystery athlete of the game, presented by Hudson's, Canada's pub. Join us Fridays and Saturdays, that's today and tomorrow, from 9 p.m. until close for our late night happy hour, after 9 p.m. for the late night happy hour. You got the specials. They got food starting at $4. They got drinks starting at $3.75. All at Hudson's, Canada's pub. Reservations now, hudsonscanadaspub.com. So we do this every weekday Oilers game day. It's a mystery athlete of the game. We don't have any other parameters other than it's a mystery athlete of the game. I prepare 5 clues. We've never had to give it all 5 on air, have we?
Nope, we have not.
Somebody's always got it after the 4th one. We have had people get it earlier than that. It is the mystery athlete of the game. Clue number 1. Sorry, what's the limit on guesses? 3? 3 guesses. So Jay monitors the text line, and it's only texting. Don't put it in the nasty chat because you want to win. You don't want to help out other people. 780-218-9999. The first clue is born in Edmonton. Okay? That is the first clue for the mystery athlete of the game. Born in Edmonton. All right?
That's think about it, people.
Fairly general. It could be, well, I wasn't born in Edmonton. Coob? Were you born in Edmonton?
Born and raised, baby.
Could be Coob.
Could be me.
Could be you. You played high-level sports. Could be, we won't say anymore how. It's not the 3 of us. It's not, I wasn't born in it. Did I ever tell you where I was born?
Well, I mean, I know you were raised in Evansburg.
Correct.
So I would have to say you were born in Hinton.
I was born in Kitchener-Waterloo, Ontario.
Not even close.
Not even close to Alberta.
Okay. Makes sense.
Have no memory of living there.
No?
No, because we moved to Alberta when I was like 1 or 1.5 or something like that. I wasn't involved in the decision. My parents decided without me being involved. I was probably pooping my diaper.
Yes. Clearly.
Little Reid, we're moving. Me go poo-poo. That's still how I sound after I poo-poo, by the way.
I think we should have a Little Reid segment.
Just call me go poo-poo with Little Reid.
One of these days, because Tube Socks, he always comes into the ESPN box, and he always guesses Tony Tanti.
Someday it'll be Tony
Someday it'll
Tanti,
pay off.
but I'll give clues that'll make it sound like it's was Tony Tanti born here? I don't think he was. I think he just likes Tony Tanti.
And then the Lou Dort report always guesses Lou Dort.
The Big Uke has sent in 3 lists. I don't even have to write limericks anymore. That was
Wow.
short-lived for me because the audience has
Well,
started
he's
doing
going
it.
to the hockey game tonight. He must be excited.
He has 3 limericks. I'll start with this one. In Edmonton, both teams are in play. Oilers on ice and the Elks on display. With pucks and with balls, hopefully they give it their all. Fans cheer for a win on this exciting day. The Big Uke, a creative and magma intensity man, as I pointed out yesterday. Did he win something yesterday? Oh, yeah, he won tickets.
won the
Yeah,
tickets.
that's what you were referencing. Sorry, little reads a little slow when I'm going poo-poo. It affects my brain power.
And just a reminder, all guesses have to come in through the ESPN
Inbox,
box.
we're not going to acknowledge. I mean, you can guess in the nasty chat, but you can't win there.
And I will not tell you if you're right or wrong.
And it's not.
in the nasty chat.
And yeah,
but it is not Dave
some
Babbage.
people are guessing themselves. It's not you, nasties. Well, I don't know. This person could be listening. Actually, we don't know for sure. I don't
Very
know.
well could.
I don't know. 780-218-9999. All right, we are off and running. It's a fun Friday here at Edmonton Sports Talk, your clear choice for Edmonton sports. Courtesy Advantage Sports Medicine, a sports update with Zach Kubish.
It's the Oilers and the Penguins with Hernan Salas and YouTube Trev having the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame show live just an hour before puck drop right here on Edmonton Sports Talk. There's 4 other matchups on the schedule, having the Devils face the Islanders, the Golden Knights duking it out against the Senators before the Predators match up with the Blackhawks. The Elks host the Argos for their final game this year in the CFL, where you could join Matthew Wannick and Jay Milne on the Green and Gold kickoff show from the Century Casino Sports Bar and Lounge. That one goes live at 6:30 only on the Edmonton Sports Talk YouTube. Before that one, the Red Blacks and Ticats kick off to open the week. In basketball, the Raptors are back at it with the 76ers with a 10-game schedule on the NBA slate. And it was Denis Shapovalov being eliminated from the Swiss indoor tennis tournament, being knocked out in the quarterfinal. The Yankees-Dodgers meet for the World Series down in LA. This sports update has been brought to you by Advantage Sports Medicine and Physiotherapy. Get treated like a pro with their highly skilled crew. Whether you're recovering from an injury or looking to enhance your performance, Advantage Sports Medicine and Physiotherapy uses the same locker room approach, trusted by the best in the game. Find them online at advantagesportmed.ca. The Reid Wilkins Show comes back just after these messages. I'm Zachary Kubish for your sports update.
The grand opening sale at Sit and Sleep is almost over. This is your last chance to take advantage of the special introductory sale prices on all mattresses. Stop in today for a free pressure point scan using cutting-edge technology so sleepologists can identify the perfect mattress for you. Right now, get free local delivery on any mattress over $7.99 and receive a free bamboo cooling mattress protector. Enjoy grand opening savings with every mattress on sale. Join us on location today for the final celebrations at Sit and Sleep in South Common next to Planet Fitness. Don't miss out the grand opening sale ends soon.
You want the heavy hitters on your team, both on and off the ice. If you've been injured in a car accident, call the heavy hitters of Injury Law. James H. Brown and Associates, Alberta Injury Lawyers. With over 200 years of combined injury law experience, their precedent-setting lawyers are ready to help. Locally owned and proud Edmonton Oilers fans, James H. Brown and Associates wants to support you with their unrivaled experience, unrivaled results, and unrivaled commitment. When accidents happen, head to jameshbrown.com.
A&W has a deal for you. What's better than one A&W Mama Burger made with a perfectly seasoned grass-fed beef patty topped with pickles, a slice of onion, ketchup, mustard, and teen sauce served on a toasted sesame seed bun? 2 Mama Burgers for only $9.99. You can enjoy 2 of these delicious, mouth-watering Mama Burgers for only $9.99 at participating A&W restaurants in Edmonton, St. Albert, Sherwood Park, and Devon. What a deal! And to make it even more convenient for you, most A&W drive-thrus are open 24 hours.
Edmonton Sports Talk delivers a mass audience of key, influential customers to your business, all while you associate your company brand with the biggest names, the hottest sports news, and teams from every league around the globe. It's where fans go to get their sports fix and where our partners find the most loyal consumers. Contact us today and see how our team on Edmonton Sports Talk can score the biggest goals for your business. With various advertising options available, email business@edmontonsportstalk.com or head to our website, edmontonsportstalk.com.
Yes, sir. All right, thanks a lot for tuning in. So the mystery athlete of the game for Hudson's Canada's Pub. The first clue is fairly general, born in Edmonton. We got 5 clues total. We'll see if we need them all. Maximum 3 guesses. Jay monitors how many guesses you get. Because the first couple times we did this, we had a few people just texting incessantly throughout the afternoon.
Correct.
So to limit that and to make you think about it, and so Jay can find the winner a little easier if a bunch of guesses do come spilling in, maximum 3 guesses. So if you are correct after guess 3, we're not going to be able to count that as a win. We'll do another one, probably by the top of the hour, right?
Well, and I'm not telling you how to do your guesses, but I would, caution you on using all 3 guesses off the first clue. That's all I would say.
Yeah, I guess if somebody's doing that though, they're gambling, right? That they're going to take a stab at it and get it early. That's okay.
And several have already.
Oh, really? Some people have burned through all 3 guesses. Okay.
Yeah, and it's not Tommy Chong. Oily Sink.
Who was born at Edmonton, I believe. Yeah, wasn't Leslie Nielsen born at Edmonton from The Naked Gun?
I believe so.
He is not the right answer.
Don't call me Shirley.
Mystery athlete of the game. All right. I didn't say the prize. $25 gift card to Hudson's Canada's Pub is what you win.
Of course.
Okay.
3 guesses total, not 3 guesses.
Yeah, not per clue total. People they love knowing all the little rules, right? Okay. 780-218-9999. If you are in the Nasty Chat on YouTube, give us a thumbs up. We're looking to get to 100. We do have the ingredients for the chocolate chip cookies, but we just want to get to 100 for Pride today. The Elks play at 7:30 against the Argos. The Oilers play at 7 against the Pittsburgh Penguins, and we're going to launch into the Oil Understood for GCL Diesel, providers of the best diesel engine components around, from turbochargers to injectors, fuel pumps to sensors. They are the critical engine component experts, proud to serve Edmonton and Northern Alberta for over 50 years, and now a proud partner of Edmonton Sports Talk and the Reid Wilkins Show. GCL Diesel. Diesel. Understood. Okay. I want you to understand this to begin with, that this has been a lopsided matchup in favor of the Edmonton Oilers. So if you believe in trends, then you should be optimistic. If you believe in the law of averages, then I guess you should be pessimistic that the Penguins are due for one. Here's what I can tell you based on the last 6 games. All Edmonton in this series, 6-0 against the Penguins, 33 goals for, just 9 against head coach Chris Knobloch on the dominance of the Pens.
We just have to focus on our game and getting ready to play. And, there are teams that for some reason you have success against, and then other teams you just struggle in. It's some kind of a little bit of a psychology aspect on, you feel good going into another building or playing another team. And, over the last couple of years, this team has felt good and confident playing against Pittsburgh. I guess it's important for us to have that confidence, but not get complacent.
All right. Well, I think they should be pretty confident against the Penguins. Obviously, not all the players back from the last couple of years in which they've taken to the Penguins, but McDavid has feasted on them. Draisaitl's had a couple of good games as well. So that has to be identified as a storyline. The other thing, Jay, and I'm going to dive into something here that I don't always do, because when we're doing a medium that is, mostly audio, I know we have the YouTube element, but mostly audio, I'm always careful how many numbers and stats I throw out there, because I think that can make people's eyes glaze over after a while. But there is something, and these are 5-on-5 stats. So, even strength, full strength in the NHL. There is the thing called Corsi. Whether you like that stat or not, it does bode well for how the Oilers are playing. The Oilers are at 58.1% Corsi. So of all the shot attempts taken, even strength in all the games the Oilers have played, the Oilers have taken 58% of them. That's very good. I mean, 53, 54, you're usually doing pretty good. Then there's another stat that is expected goals for. I'm not a huge fan of this one. I get it. My thing is, don't tell me about expected goals for. Tell me about actual goals for. But it does identify something that we've been talking about, is that the Oilers kind of should break out offensively eventually, maybe even tonight. Just at 5-on-5, okay? So the Oilers have scored 14 goals this season, but they have 2 power play goals, okay? They have a 3-on-3 overtime goal. They have a 6-on-5 goal, because remember, the goalie was pulled when they scored on Oettinger, and they have a 5-on-6 goal, because Kulak scored the empty netter in Nashville. So 5-on-5, the Oilers have scored 9 goals. Their expected goals for is 17. So I know people who expected goal. Look, guys, it's basically grade A chances. It's basically grade A chances where you would expect them to put the puck in the net. A good example of one actually is not one the Oilers had, but remember Drury had the bounce off the back wall against Carolina, had the open net by the side of the net, and he shot it through the crease. That would be an expected goal. And he missed. Okay, he missed the net, but you would expect Carolina to score in that situation. So the people, and this is all from naturalstattrick.com. So the expected goals for the Oilers 5-on-5 says that they should have 8 more goals than they have. Like, that's 1 per game. That's pretty significant at this point in the season. In terms of the expected goals for percentage, they're at 55.5. Their real goal for percentage is 39%. So we're seeing a discrepancy here in terms of their output and in terms of their real output, as opposed to maybe how well they're playing or the quality of the chances they're generating. And I'll give one more number here before the people who hate these sort of numbers really start getting mad at me. And this is high danger chances. And it's a new term for what did we call when we were kids? Grade A scoring chances, right? That was a golden opportunity. There's a little bit of subjectivity to this, but I think most people would agree a 2-on-1 is a high danger scoring chance. A breakaway is a high danger scoring chance. Skinner having a tuck-in chance from 4 inches from the goal line is a grade A scoring chance. Skinner being all alone against Oettinger and going to his backhand with 2 minutes left is a grade A scoring chance. High danger chances. At 5-on-5, the Oilers have outchanced the opposition 73-50. Now, you can break down why aren't they going in? Why are the ones that they're allowing going in? Of course, that's all part of it, but I'm just saying it's a good trend, which backs up what I've been saying, is that the shooting percentage is not going to stay at 6.2% the entire season, because that's almost impossible for that to happen. Jay's taking notes. You're a good student.
No, the reason is because I wanted you to, yes, you could say there's grade A scoring chances or whatever terminology they're using now. Is it that they've run into hot goalies? Is it that they're snake bit? What do you think is the biggest? Because obviously, given those numbers, the outcomes of these games should have been different. I mean, I can look directly at that Dallas game where Oettinger stood on his head. Mm-hmm. I mean, there was 2 back-to-back point-blank range shots by Connor McDavid where he just read that perfectly. So is it that they've run into hot goalies? Is that the book is out on what to do if the Oilers are on a 2-on-1? What do you think?
I think goaltending plays a big part of it. That's the most important position on the ice in hockey. Oettinger played a really good game. Anderson played a really good game. And then I think there's some players who just haven't been able to finish chances at the rate they did last year. And what I'm saying is if those, and I'm specifically, I suppose, talking about Hyman and then to another extent, Arvidsson and Skinner, that if those players keep getting chances, the puck will go in because you will play a goalie who's not having a great night. And we don't know much about this Pittsburgh guy tonight. I mean, he's a rookie. What's his GAA? It's pretty high, isn't it?
3.16.
Okay, but the other guys are higher, right? He's actually their best goalie.
He's their best goalie by record.
Based on stats.
I mean, Skinner's 3.74.
Yeah. And a lot of that is from game one when he gave up 5 in half the game.
Yeah.
That's still hurting him. So I think goaltending is part of it. And then I do think that even if those players keep getting chances, they will start to go in. Zach Hyman, that cut-in chance on the backhand he had in the third period against Anderson, even against a good goalie, he scores that at times. Not every time, but you certainly expect him to score that at times. So here's what Adam Henrique, he's always pretty well-spoken, and he believes, hey, look, man, we're close.
I think certain details of our game have been coming along, and then it really is just a matter of it all coming together for 60 minutes. You see it at stretches, and then at stretches where it might be going the other way, or we're under a little dress, but then we've had good stretches too, pushing. So the work ethic has to be there. Obviously, that's the first and foremost, and then having those details within our game as well.
All right, and we'll also get to what Chris Knobloch had to say. He expounded on the idea of expected goals.
I think 5-on-5, things have been getting better. With expected goals, 4. Like, you look at the goals that we've actually scored, we are near the bottom of the league, and what's expected, we should be near the top. And maybe not necessarily top. Sometimes those numbers can get skewed, and they're a little biased, but I don't think that we are actually a bottom team in the offensive department. So there's a little unfortunate just luck, and also just not bearing our scoring, finishing our chances. I guess, so 5-on-5, I think things are coming around, and we are becoming a stronger team there. But special teams are so important, and right now the penalty kill, the power play, in most games we're -1 in that department, and usually the difference on winning and losing games are special teams. So that's something that's got to improve.
All right, and now the stats I gave were 5-on-5. We know the Oilers' special teams have been lacking, to say the least. The power play did get a goal last game, but they still gave up a power play goal against to Carolina. So yes, those things have to be cleaned up. But I do think the power play will be better. We'll see what units they roll out tonight, and then there are indications that 5-on-5 scoring will come as well. So anyway, that's the Oil understood for GCL Diesel.
Do you think they're going to switch it back, like to the?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure.
I don't think they are.
I'm really curious tonight.
I think they don't.
I think he might say, "Hey, I've made this change for a reason.
Yeah.
We're going to do it in a game. I'm not just doing it to scare you in practice. I'm not scare you. I'm not just doing it to mess with you in practice. I want to see how this works in a game.
I want to see what it looks like.
Yeah.
I mean, we've seen the same power play, which, albeit it's been effective, but you've got some new players. I mean, Skinner's played the best thus far for your team.
I want to talk about this later because I hopped on with Gager and Hernan earlier today, and Gager made a good point that he thinks a big part of this is actually directed at Bouchard, not so much Hyman and Nugent Hopkins.
Demotion more than promotion.
Yes, in terms of getting Bouchard back to himself on the power play. Okay, Mac T's going to join us in 4 to 6 minutes. We do have our second clue for the Hudson's Canada's Pub mystery athlete of the game. The second clue is Vancouver. So first clue, born in Edmonton. Second clue, Vancouver. 780-218-9999. Back with Craig MacTavish on Edmonton Sports Talk, your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
Get to know the winners, props, plays, parlays, and more with Nielsen and Hustler. Weekday mornings at 11 on The Lock Shop. Only on EdmontonSportsTalk.com.
Conveniently located 10 minutes west of St. Albert, Wheeler's RV Storage will provide you with safe, secure storage for your RV, boat, or whatever you need to store. Open 7 days a week with gated keypad access and extra large stalls. Now is the time to take advantage of their limited time offer. Buy 6 months and get 1 month free. Now's the time to go to WheelersRVStorage.com. That's Wheeler's RV Storage. Safe, secure storage. Visit them today at WheelersRVStorage.com.
Celebrating 70 years in the signage industry, William Huff Advertising is the most recognized name in the game. An in-house, one-stop shop for all of your design, print, and installation needs. William Huff provides quality graphic solutions for everyone. Here in our City of Champions and throughout the nation, they are the preferred signage partner entrusted by many of the biggest corporations, pro sports teams, and organizations to bring their identity to life. Recognize the name, get in the game. WilliamHuff.com.
The Canadian Ice House is taking your sports experience to a higher level. Trackman golf simulators are now open at the Ice House, an immersive and realistic golfing experience in the heart of downtown Edmonton. Visit in-store or at thecanadianicehouse.com for details.
GCL Diesel has been serving oil country since 1972. From diesel cars to SUVs to pickups. From farm tractors to school buses to a big rig. From diesel generators to forklifts, GCL can test, troubleshoot, and repair all diesel fuel system components. Whether it's injectors, pumps, turbos, filters, or additive, GCL has the parts you need to keep your diesel running the way it should. For genuine diesel parts at wholesale prices, visit GCL Diesel in the West End or online at GCLDiesel.com. GCL Diesel. Diesel understood.
Tonight it's the Oilers facing Sidney Crosby and the Penguins with Hernan Salas and YouTube Trev live at 6 o'clock for the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame show right here on Edmonton Sports Talk. Elsewhere, the Golden Knights meet the Senators, the Islanders visit the Devils before Connor Bedard and the Blackhawks play the Predators. For their season finale, the Elks host the Argos while the Ticats kick off against the Blackhawks. Red Blacks. Join Matthew Wanick and Jay Milne for the Green and Gold kickoff show at 6:30, live from the Centric Casino Sports Bar and Lounge on the AST YouTube channel. It's Emmanuel Quickley and RJ Barrett out for the Raptors tonight when they take on the 76ers. The Suns also tip off against the Lakers while the Bulls battle the Bucks on a 10-game schedule in the NBA. Well, it's the World Series beginning tonight. The Dodgers battling the Yankees from LA. Denis Shapovalov, the Canadian tennis player, has been eliminated from the Swiss indoor tennis tournament, being knocked out in the quarterfinal. In just a moment, Craig MacTavish joins the Reid Wilkins Show. I'm Zachary Kubish, and that was your Sports Update.
Okay, the Oilers just announcing Robbie Yarvente has been cleared to play, and he's going to the Bakersfield Condors. He was getting through an injury. He'd been practicing with the team for the last few days. So now he's going down to Bakersfield. Oilers and Penguins tonight at 7 at Rogers Place. Elks and Argos at 7:30 at Commonwealth Stadium. Portions of this hour of the Reid Wilkins Show with Jay Milne, presented by the Canadian Brewhouse. NHL lives at the Canadian Brewhouse. Every Oilers game day, get $1 off tankards of Molson Canadian and Coors Light. You can also win game tickets and 2 tickets to a surf and turf dinner at the end of the season. Full details at thecanadianbrewhouse.com. On YouTube, give us a thumbs up. I have found Fridays are a little slower in accumulating the thumbs up. I don't know if people are distracted with the excitement of a Friday or if they're just like, been doing it all week. I don't know. Reid. How many of my thumbs do you want? Give you 4 already. Give us the 5th one.
I think you can only give one.
Yeah, well, 1 per day.
Oh, 1
be
per
5
day.
if
Yeah,
you did
yeah,
one every day. That's what I'm saying. People are, I'll give you 1 every day. Just give it. We like to get to 100, and it does help build the algorithm on YouTube, so then other like-minded people, other nasties, can join the diabolical dialogue and watch the show. All right, so the 2 hints for the Hudson's Canada's Pub mystery athlete of the game, born in Edmonton and Vancouver. We have had some excellent guesses. I'm glad that people are picking up on how I might think when I do this. Some really good guesses. Some really good guesses that would fit the bill for those two clues, and not in a necessarily obvious way, but nobody has been correct. Okay? Has anybody used up all three guesses already? A few people?
Yeah. Yes. A few, actually. And there's been actually a lot of really good guesses.
Yeah, really smart guesses, but not
nobody's
correct.
got it.
All right. I am pleased to be joined by a gentleman who I've got to talk to several times in recent years. He was a regular guest on a show that I used to host. He is getting inducted into the Oilers Hall of Fame tonight. It is Craig MacTavish checking in. Craig, you're on with Reid and Jay. How are you doing?
Great. How are you guys?
We're doing very well. Appreciate you making the time for us. I know it's a busy day. I know there was an event earlier today as well. Craig, I'll start here. I mean, you're around the team a lot these days anyway, but how did you find out you were getting the call to go into the Oilers Hall of Fame?
Oh, ironically, I was just pulling into Kevin Lowe's cabin, or I wouldn't call it a cabin, on the shoe swaps. And so he concocted something in concert with Craig Simpson that, they told me that tomorrow morning we got to get up at 7:00. We're going to be on a conference call with our buddy Billy Moores, because he's getting inducted into the University of Alberta Hockey Hall of Fame. And I said, yeah, great. Awesome. So we get on there. There was Charlie, Bucky, Billy, Simmer, and Kevin and I were at his place. And so Simmer started it off because it was probably his idea. And, it was I about 30 seconds into what he was speaking about, I was kind of figuring it didn't sound like Billy. And then they broke the news to me. So that was the best part of the whole thing so far.
The Oilers, a huge part of your life, obviously, and you with a very unique journey, playing, coaching, and managing the team and having some other roles as well. Look, we know there's the Hall of Fame guys, like who are in the Hockey Hall of Fame, and then now I really like this Oilers Hall of Fame idea to see Randy Gregg and Lee Fogelin and Doug Waite and those guys going in as well. I mean, it's a pretty well-rounded list, I find, that recognizes a lot of different facets of why an organization can be successful.
Yeah, and I think a lot of it is a lot of the guys that you mentioned, make their homes here, which I think is important to Oiler fans, and it's a commitment to how much we love Edmonton and Alberta for sure. But there's 7 Hall of Famers, as you know, and some of these guys didn't get the attention or accolades. Guys like Randy Gregg, guys like Charlie Huddy, that they were great hockey players, and I often think that Charlie's one of the most underrated players that I've ever seen or played with, because he did a lot of good stuff out there, and Randy Gregg too as well. So it's really nice for the second tier guys to be recognized, and I know we all appreciate it.
I mentioned you and I have been lucky enough to share the airwaves a few times in recent years, and you're a great storyteller. So I was thinking today, where do I get Craig to go where we haven't gone before? And Phil Bourque inspired me yesterday, because I asked him about you, and he said, Reid, I used to watch Craig MacTavish at the University of Lowell. You played a couple of years with in the late 70s. And Phil Bourque says that's
University
when I first saw. Yeah. So what?
Yeah, it was really, I didn't have any NHL confidence that I would make the NHL at that point. I mean, I thought I'd go to college and I'd come back and I'd play senior A hockey, but I was fortunate enough to go to that program. And at that point, it was Division II. We had a good team. We won a national championship the second year. But I was really fortunate to, get hooked up with some really good coaching there, and a much different way of looking at the game. And I think it really benefited me. And I took off there and developed there to the point that I got drafted after my first year, and then signed after my second year, and then that started my NHL career.
Craig MacTavish joining us here on the Reid Wilkins Show. Craig, you got Jay here. I remember number 14 flying around at Rexall or Northlands Coliseum, as it would have been called back then, and you were you were the last helmetless player in the NHL. I have my theory. I believe that you just wanted to show off that sick flow that you always had. Your hair was always flowing nicely. But can you take us through the decision as to why you remained as a final helmetless player to continue on in the NHL?
When I went to Boston, nobody really wore one. We only had 2 or 3 guys on our team, and back in those days, nobody wore it in practice. But a couple of guys would put one on for the game. And I kind of liked it, practicing without a helmet. And, temperature-wise, it's a lot cooler. And then I really never had any incidents that I can remember with concussions or anything like that. I had one skate that I got quite severely cut in the face, but and then I was knocked out too there. But it really didn't have an impact. I think I was wearing a helmet when that happened, when I was in Binghamton, New York, or in Erie, Pennsylvania. But I never really, I think guys respected the fact that I didn't have a helmet on. I mean, it's hard to think that the Calgary Flames cared back in those days when we had so many battles with them. But, ironically, that I just got a message from another guy that I played minor hockey with, Brad Marsh. I think he was the second last guy. And he and I grew up in London, Ontario together. So must have been something in the water.
Well, and now to today, and obviously this celebration and being inducted into the Oilers Hall of Fame. I mean, you've been around for several of these style celebrations, whether it be other teammates being inducted or celebrating the championship teams that you were a part of. For fans that are listening, what is this day like? And is it the same thing? Is it the boys getting back together and your wives all look away because you're telling the same old stories over and over again? Or just give us a little bit of idea as to what these days are like.
Yeah, they have such a great support staff with the Oilers, and Brianne Patton and many, many others that, this stuff just doesn't happen. They put a lot of work in to getting it done and doing it right. And they want to do it in a classy way that the inductees feel proud about, and they've done that. It's a busy day, yeah, sure. But it's a day that I'll remember for the rest of my life, that's for sure. And, it was great seeing some old teammates last night. Bob Nicholson had, and friends, a few of us over to his place and got together. It was a fantastic night. Paul Coffey was there, and Kelly Buckberger, Craig Simpson, all my old buddies, Kevin Lowe, obviously. But yeah, it's fun, and their wives, and it was a great time.
Craig, Reid again, and thanks for joining us. A couple more for you. And again, I want to try to find things that I haven't asked you before, and I don't think I ever asked you this. I mentioned, the coaching and the managing and the executive type stuff you did, but some former players who became coaches have told me when I was 26, I knew I wanted to coach. I knew I had that in me. Other guys who went on to coach said, my God, I couldn't believe how hard my coach worked, and I never wanted to do it, but I wound up doing it. Where did the seed of becoming a coach get planted for you? When you were playing, was it ever in the back of your mind where, yeah, I could see myself in a coach's office someday?
Totally. I was the last few years that I did contracts, I finished when I was 37, but from about 33 or 34 on, I was on 1-year contracts, and I did them all with Glenn, and they always had a coaching component in it. So I play another year, and then I had a 2-year coaching contract to start as an assistant coach with the Oilers. So that gave me a lot of confidence and allowed me time to, to pay more attention to the tactics and, get your drill book in order, what worked, what didn't work. And I was much more prepared. Actually, when we won the Cup in 94, I was offered the head coaching job of the Oilers in 94 and turned it down because I wanted to play a little bit more, and there was a lot more financial incentive to play than there was at that time to coach. But I had a meeting with Puck, and pretty much after the Cup in New York, and so I kind of knew I'd get in it and I'd have an opportunity.
All right, and I'd be remiss if I didn't get a thought or two on the current team. I was giving some stats in the last half hour of the show about high danger chances and Corsi and all that kind of stuff, which would indicate this offense will break out eventually. But we've seen some tinkering, not with the 5-on-5 lines, but also with the power play units, and a power play unit that has been virtually untouchable and unchanged. I mean, I guess except for Bouchard replacing Barry and Hyman coming in a few years ago. I'm sure you sympathize with Knobloch. What do you think of his approach here to try maybe to get some guys on the score sheet a little more often?
Well, I mean, you can always go back to the 5 that have done it for so long and so productively. But I think just a little change here or there can help at times. I mean, it gives other guys opportunities, and what that does is a lot of times that confidence that's generated by these other guys that get in there, whether it's Skinner or whoever it is that takes a role on the first power play, that can have a real residual effect on your confidence in your 5-on-5 game. And, so there's that part to it, but it's a lot of tweaking and a lot of conversations, and they've got a real experienced staff there now. Glenn Gullickson he's done a wonderful job ever since he's been here with that power play. So I would say it's kind of like Connor and Leon playing together one day and not playing together the next day. I mean, you can always go back to this, what's worked for you in the past. It's not worked so far this year, and I'm a little unsure why, but it's just a tighter box that they don't let our skilled players penetrate. So you're left with outside shots, and a lot of times that brings more luck into play than what they were doing before. And if you don't get a break or the puck luck that you need, then your numbers are going to drop off. And I think that's what we've seen. I wouldn't say I'm worried at all about it, but I respect the fact they're making the changes.
Yeah. Okay. Craig, thanks for being so generous with your time. I'm still always going to have a bit of animosity towards the St. Louis Blues when they hired you off my show, because I thought you were coming back for another season. And it was like, I'm going to be on the Blues coaching staff. But seriously, love having you. Well deserved tonight. Enjoy this day. Thank you so much for coming on.
Thanks, Reid. Thanks, Jay. You guys have a great night.
Right on. Gregg MacTavish checking in here, who he and Randy Gregg, who we had on a couple of days ago, will be joining the Oilers Hall of Fame formally in a ceremony this evening after the game. Love talking to Craig.
Does he seem like I've met him here at the office once. Obviously watched him growing up. He seems like a guy you and I could just go down to the local pub and just sit down at a bar, have a beer, and just talk.
Well, that's what I like about Craig, and that's why he's done well in broadcasting.
Sure.
You see him on Sportsnet. He was on my old show with me for a year. He's been on with Stoff as well. and this is what I like about him, and a lot of people are good at this when they become an analyst, but he has the experience. He knows an immense amount more about hockey and all the subtleties than I would think most of us, even a lot of us who watch a lot. I mean, when you've played and coached and managed and broken down film, there's so many little subtleties that he would understand. But he explains things to you in a way that makes it accessible. He doesn't say things like, okay, I'm in the top 10% of hockey knowledge in the world, and I only talk so those people can understand. He talks so you and we've been watching hockey all our lives, but we've never played it at a high level. But we get the concepts. But he could also, the things he says make sense to somebody who's maybe been watching hockey for a week, or moved to Edmonton from another country or whatever, and be like, oh, Craig MacTavish, I understood what he said about the power play. And I think he just said near the end, did he not basically imply kind of what Corey Perry said yesterday? You seem to have more puck luck the closer you get the puck and your body to the net.
Yeah.
He did kind of say there are some good opportunities, but coming to the outside, from the outside, and you depend more on luck on those as opposed to being in the right spot. But no, Craig's great to talk to. Like I said, he explains sometimes complicated concepts in a simple way, or in ways that you can grasp, and quite a career as well.
Very, and like you said, just taking something that's maybe but I think you look at all the levels of sport or hockey he's been in.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, you just think of all of the international experience, the NHL, obviously being over at the Spengler Cup as well briefly. He's done it all.
Did I tell you the Russia story?
No, I want to hear it.
So this was when did he coach in Russia? I got in the KHL. So he goes and coaches in the KHL. And was it 5 games or 8 games? I gotta try to double check this. Yeah, in
Lokomotiv Yaroslav.
He coached them for 8 games and was fired in September of 2019. So I text him and I said, "Hey Craig, I know you're back." I said, "I know it didn't go great there, but could you come on my show and talk a little bit? We'll talk about the Oilers." He's like, "Yeah, no problem." So I said, "Craig, look, I'm not making fun of you, but I got to ask this in the most blunt way possible because it's what people are thinking. How could you get fired after 8 games?" And he said, "Well, Reid, because they didn't fire me after the preseason." Just, the GM or the owner or something just immediately didn't think he was, I can't remember the full story, but just didn't think he was doing a great job and didn't have the team going right out of the gate. And it's like, yeah, you're gone. So I love that answer. How do you get fired after 8 games? Well, because I didn't get fired after the preseason.
He does have a willingness.
He's got a good wit.
Yeah.
He's got a good wit for sure. And then, assistant coach with the Blues in 22-23. And, now back around the Oilers and around the Oilers, fans and broadcasters and all that kind of stuff. So, good stuff for Craig MacTavish and Randy Gregg going into the Oilers Hall of Fame tonight. Should I give another clue?
Give another clue before we go to break.
I will give another clue for our mystery athlete of the game, so you can win a Hudson's Canada's Pub $25 gift card. Text in your guess, maximum 3 guesses, to 780-218-9999. I think somebody might get it after this guess. The third clue is silver. So the clues: born in Edmonton, Vancouver, silver. Okay?
And when we come back from break, I need help. I need advice.
I'll give it to you.
Thank you.
I'll give it to you. And the Nasties will as well.
I need it.
Here comes the Coob with a sports update.
The Oilers and the Penguins with Hernan Salas and YouTube Trav having the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame show live just an hour before puck drop right here on Edmonton Sports Talk. There's 4 other games in the for matchups tonight. Having the Devils face the Islanders, the Golden Knights duking it out against the Senators before the Predators match up with the Blackhawks. The Elks host the Argos for their season finale, where you can join Matthew Wannick and Jay Milne on the Green and Gold Kickoff Show from the Century Casino Sports Bar and Lounge at 6:30, only on the Edmonton Sports Talk YouTube channel. Before that one, the Red Blacks and the Ticats kick off to open the week. And in basketball, the Raptors will miss Emmanuel Quickley and RJ Barrett in tonight's game against the 49ers. The World Series does kick off tonight with the Yankees and Dodgers down in LA. Right after the break, the Reid Wilkins Show continues. I'm Zachary Kubish, keeping you up to date.
Ready for an unforgettable sports experience? It's the EST Flyaway to LA. Presented by the 780. Listen daily for the EST Flyaway keyword. Once you hear it, text us at 780-218-9999 for your chance to qualify to fly to LA. Round trip flights for two, hotel and car rentals, all to go see Edmonton face off against either LA or Anaheim. Plus, experience the brand new Intuit Dome as the Clippers tip off against the Warriors, and top it all off with the Rams kicking off against the Cardinals at SoFi Stadium. This is more than just a trip. This is the ultimate sports experience. The EST Flyaway to LA, presented by the 780 and Edmonton Sports Talk. Your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
Your brand deserves more than just a whisper, it deserves a buzz. At the Hive Product Marketing, they specialize in promotional products that bring the buzz. From eye-catching giveaways to unforgettable keepsakes, they got the perfect products to make your brand stand out and get noticed. Visit the Hive Product Marketing and let them create the buzz your business deserves. The Hive Product Marketing, the official merch partner of Edmonton Sports Talk. Visit them online at thehiveproductmarketing.com.
If you've been injured in a car collision, let James H. Brown and Associates, Alberta Injury Lawyers, protect your interests. They'll be there every step of the way to help answer your questions and help you get your life back on track. Trust Alberta's precedent-setting injury lawyers with their unrivaled experience, unrivaled results, and unrivaled commitment. When accidents happen, call James H. Brown and Associates, Alberta Injury Lawyers, 780-428-0088, or go to jameshbrown.com.
Gallo LLP is an Alberta-based accounting firm with expert chartered professional accountants in both our Edmonton and Sherwood Park accounting firms. Our experienced and innovative accountants provide financial advice that saves our clients money. Simply put, we help our clients protect their assets and grow their businesses. At Gallo LLP, they go beyond the numbers to ensure the continued success of your business. Reach out to Preet or John to discuss how they can help your business grow. Visit gallollp.ca today and see how they can help you take your business to the next level.
All right, I can also tell you it's a must-win game tonight for the U of A Golden Bears football team. Final game of the regular season. If they lose, it'll be the final game of their season. So Golden Bears at Regina tonight. If the Bears win and the Dinos lose tomorrow to the Huskies, the Bears will be in the playoffs.
Yes.
Both those things have to happen. If the Bears win and the Dinos win, the Dinos have the tiebreaker because of that game that we watched earlier in the season. That was the second game of the year. So now the Bears did beat Regina earlier in the year, I think by 24 points, didn't they? Though
yes.
That was the same lead they had against Manitoba and couldn't hang on to. So Golden Bears at Regina tonight. If they win, then you got to cheer for, I know this is tough, you got to cheer for the Saskatchewan Huskies tomorrow in Calgary, and then the Bears would make the playoffs at 3-5.
Well, and even if they make the playoffs, they don't know if they're going to UBC or Manitoba because they're battling for first.
Oh, UBC can still finish first?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I bet you Alberta's hoping that UBC wins because they went out there and whooped their asses earlier in the year at first regular season game. So
UBC and Manitoba are playing each other.
Calgary's playing Saskatchewan and Alberta's playing Regina.
Oh, right. So UBC is just a win behind Manitoba. Okay.
Oddly enough, if you can believe that, because they came out to a little bit of a rough start.
Golden Bears hockey team tonight at UBC, and then they have a matinee tomorrow against UBC as well. The Golden Bears, as we've been talking about them, the hockey team 6-0, looking really good. UBC, one of the preseason favorites in Canada West hockey, just 2-3-1. Mount Royal leading that division at 6-0. So the West Division is Mount Royal 6-0, Calgary and UBC both 2-3-1. Trinity Western is 0-4. Bears lead the East Division at 6-0. Saskatchewan's 4-2. As we talked about, the Bears swept Saskatchewan at Clare Drake last weekend. I went to that Saturday night game. So quick campus update there as we take you through the Reid Wilkins Show with Jay Milne. We are in the James H. Brown studio, James H. Brown Personal Injury Law Firm, the heavy hitters of injury law. With over 200 years of experience, James H. Brown will get you the settlement you deserve. JamesHBrown.com. Book your private consultation today. What?
Somebody got it.
We got a winner. This is excellent. Okay. So, are we going to give, we'll give the winning name. And we'll give the clues.
And once again, this was down to a minute apart. Rob from the Grove, you have done it. We won't give the name yet.
Okay.
But I want to know how they figured it out.
So the clues.
So Zach, Rob from the Grove, he is our winner today for the Brewhouse $25.
Hudson's Canada's Pub.
Hudson's Canada Pub.
$25 gift card. Born in Edmonton, Vancouver, silver. Should I give what the fourth clue was going to be?
Yes.
For people for fun now? And now people can put it in the nasty chat too if they want. Oval was the fourth clue. I won't give the fifth clue because it's an absolute giveaway. When are we going to give out the right answer? After the end of this segment, just to let all the fun guessers get in?
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll give it out in about 10 minutes or so. All right. So born in Edmonton, Vancouver, and silver. And I said somebody might get it after silver, which is pretty good. That's impressive. Robin the Grove got it. Somebody else got it right after?
The Lou Dort report.
Okay.
His first guess was Lou Dort. His second guess was Jessica Gregg. Oh, I just gave it away.
Jessica Gregg's the right answer. Jessica Gregg is the right answer. So this is Randy's one of Randy's kids. Randy Gregg was on the show a couple of days ago and talked about speed skating. So he married an Olympic speed skater, and he had kids who are high-end speed skaters, including Jessica Gregg. So Jessica Gregg was born in Edmonton. Vancouver was where she competed in the Olympics in 2010, and silver was the medal she won in the 3,000-meter relay. Oval was the fourth clue, and then if we got to the fifth clue, it would have been the giveaway daughter of Olympian parents. So we had a lot, and we had guesses. Jake DeBrusk, good guess. Messier, played for the Canucks. Strudwick was another guess. He wound up playing for the Canucks. Aginla was a good guess after born in Edmonton and Vancouver, right? Because he was in the Vancouver Olympics as well. Then silver would have changed the path a little bit for a lot of people and correctly took some people off the hockey path to get to Jessica Gregg. Somebody guessed Randy Gregg. Yes, good guess, but not correct.
Well, yeah, now that the cat's out of the bag, there was a few Jade Bowmeisters. There was a few Louis DeBrusk, Jake DeBrusks.
Both DeBrusks, okay.
There was a couple Messier.
Played for the Canucks, yes, for a few years.
There was a Jesse Lumsden sighting. Strudwick. Yeah, this was a good one.
And again, now, I'm not saying they're all going to be like this, but they all have tied in to that evening's game somehow. It's usually been an alum of one of the two teams.
Well, and Rob from the Grove, he says, to be honest, I looked up silver medal winning athletes from Edmonton from the 2010 Vancouver Olympics, and Jessica Gregg was on there, and her dad is being honored tonight, and I put two and two together.
But it might not always be.
No.
It's the mystery athlete of the game. It's not the mystery alum of the game. It's not the mystery Oiler of the game. It's the mystery athlete of the game. So someday I might have a New Zealand cricket player just for fun.
But usually there's some sort of
Usually I'll probably tie it in just to not be a complete...
As distant as it may be.
Yeah. Yeah, and we want people to win. We don't want the guesses we don't want to sit here till 10 at night.
No.
Long after the show is ended, still trying to get
We want
the
you
guesses.
to go enjoy some yummy chicken wings over at Hudson's, Canada's Pub.
So Rob from the Grove gets the $25 gift card. Does he have to come in from the Grove to pick it up? I guess he does.
He does. We do not offer free shipping on GCs.
Halfway through the show, we are at 71 thumbs up on YouTube. Please hammer the thumbs up and subscribe to Edmonton Sports Talk. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram and all those fun spots. We do have our ingredients to finish our chocolate chip cookies. If you are on YouTube, I am holding up 2 bags of white powder. One of them is sugar. The other one apparently is baking soda and salt together. I guess Dustin Nielsen decided to do just a bit of pre-mixing for us. We had a big bag of flour yesterday. That one looked way more suspicious than these. Well, I guess maybe from a distance, the baking powder and salt But we'll see if we can make 3 cookies over the weekend, and we'll eat them during Monday's show.
Reid, I got a dilemma.
What is it? Let's hear this.
Okay. So early preseason CFL, I decided that the Elks were going to win more than 6.5 games.
Okay.
So 7 games, some would say.
7 plus.
7 or more. So here we are on the eve of the final game of the regular season for the Elks, and they sit at 6 wins with what, could be the 7th win and which could cash my bet.
Now, may I ask, are you at liberty to disclose, and maybe you don't want to because it does involve finances, what you bet and what you would win?
$100.
You bet $100?
Yes.
And you would win?
90.
So you'd be plus 90.
Yes.
Pretty good.
Yes.
Not bad. You've had to wait all year for it.
It's been a long one.
And it's sink or swim. You either get it or you don't. There's no partial victory.
No. See, that's my conundrum.
Oh, sorry. Okay.
Because the Argos, and I'm going to have to get, because I know like Spency 5 Cents rode with this. I know VR Montenegro rode with this. So I got to get some input here. If I was to bet the Argos at plus 160 to cover the money line tonight,
okay, I got to remember how this works. So if you put $160 on the Argos.
No, if you put 100, you win 160.
Oh, the Elks are favored in this game?
Yes, heavily.
Yeah, that is a heavy favorite. Okay.
So if I was to put $38.46, no. If I was to bet, if I was to bet, I think it's Maddie.
Why would you bet a multiple of 46 cents?
I would have to bet $38.46 to win $100, to walk away with $100. So I would win $62 and whatever.
Why would you bet on the Argos to win this game?
It's called hedging your bet.
Right, but why not just try to win the maximum amount of money?
Yeah.
Okay,
because I can still walk away with money and
Here's
both.
the thing. Here's the thing, Jay. Here's what I'm thinking. If
Okay, VR says, I already looked at the numbers and I'm not hedging.
No, don't
Big
hedge.
Slam says, I know where you're headed with this. Don't hedge.
Do not
That's it.
hedge.
I'm not hedging.
Don't hedge. Look, plus this is a bet you made 6 months ago.
Yes.
$100.
Yes.
So you've basically...
Okay, I'm not hedging.
If you divide it by 18, you've bet $5.20 per game or whatever it would be. So you were prepared to... To me, don't bet money you're not prepared to lose.
No,
I mean, that's
that's
just
not
smart
it.
gambling.
Smart gambling
is to never gamble.
No, just smart gambling is to hedge on this.
No, it isn't.
Yes, it is.
But you want to maximize your winnings.
I know, but I can stand on my principles and say, okay, I bet
so
the 100 and I could win 190, or I could bet this and either way I'm walking away with my initial investment.
Okay, so I'm sorry here.
So take
Let me clarify this.
$190 and minus $38.46. That's even if I did both. That's what I would walk away from. Worst case scenario.
You'd be plus 52 if you bet. So how much are you going to bet on the Argos? 50?
$38.46.
Why are you betting $38.46 to win what?
Because that would win me back. Hang on, 100 minus 38.46. That would win me $61.54.
No, it
would
wouldn't.
mean yes, it would.
Okay, wait a minute. Okay, if you bet $100 on the Argos, you win 160.
Yes.
So if you bet $38.46 on the Argos, you're saying you win 100.
No, I'm saying I'm win $61.54. If you add up both of those, that equals 100, which is my initial investment.
Okay, but if the Elks win the game,
yes.
Okay, so if the Elks win the game, you're going to be plus.
We forgot to take off.
Right, you're not including all the numbers in the transaction.
A tie. Maddie says a tie.
Okay, but now your decree. If the Elks win, you're decreasing your victory from $90 to
30. Yeah,
to $40 to $50 to $51.50 basically.
64.
I just got to say $51.50 on air. That's a Van Halen win. But just go for the 90.
It was a best of
both worlds. All right.
Yeah, so, I mean, the smart bet is to hedge, but I'm going to go with my...
Just leave your bet on the Elks and hope they win.
I am, because I'm confident they will win. It came up in conversation today, and I thought, geez.
I wouldn't hedge. I would commit to that.
I am right hand up. I am committing.
In fact, if I were to do anything, I would bet more money on the Elks to win this game individually.
Why? The odds are terrible.
What are they?
Well, if they're plus 160, then
or the LA
Elks minus. Well, I'll go to Cool Bet right now. Let's go. Reid, you want to sprinkle a little bit on here?
So, do I want to bet right now? No, I don't. My gambling's done for the day because I had $50 playing roulette on Cool Bet this morning.
The Elks
Jay
are
watched
minus,
me lose.
The Elks are minus 200 money line. So,
so that's
they're
not good.
they're very much so favored.
So whatever you bet, you get a third on top of that, which isn't bet. Just leave the Elks. Leave the Elks.
I am. I'm committed to it.
It's a season-long thing. You got to celebrate that.
It would sour it a bit. It would put a little bit of a stain on it if you decided to try and hedge now. This way, we can confidently say that we did it for better or worse.
And plus, you think
Win
that the
or
Elks,
lose.
you're confident that the Elks are going to win the game. So I would only hedge if you actually thought, oh, the Elks aren't that good. The Argos are going to win. Why hedge if you think your bet's going to come through? Right? It makes sense to me.
Norman the Combine. Bet.
he's Norman the Combine.
Scalding gourd. Math hurts so much. And there's a couple people that have said this, one in the nasty chat as well, that says what you should do is bet. Where is this here? $63 on Toronto. You either break even or profit $27.
No, I would just leave it. Just try to win the 90 off the Elks.
That or let it ride and keep the chance. This is, I wish your name was attached to this because this is exactly what this listener said. Or let it ride and keep the chance of profiting $90. That's what I'm going to do.
Okay. I think we've settled this. The off-topic topic, by the way, a scary sports situation that's presented by William Huff. We got Oilers Elks tonight. We mentioned some big U of A games to keep an eye on as well. World Series starts tonight. We'll dive into that with Jeff Krushell in a couple of minutes. But first, my good friend Zachary Kubish with a sports update for Paramount Flooring.
The Edmonton Oilers face Sidney Crosby and the Pittsburgh Penguins with Hernan Salas and YouTube Trev live at 6 o'clock for the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame show right here on Edmonton Sports Talk. Elsewhere, the Golden Knights meet the Senators. The Islanders visit the Devils in New Jersey before Connor Bedard and his Blackhawks play the Predators. For their season finale, the Elks host the Argos while the Ticats kick off against the Red Blacks. Join Matthew Warnick and Jay Milne for the Green and Gold Kickoff Show at 6:30, live from the Century Casino, Sports Bar and Lounge on Fort Road. And find that stream on the EST YouTube channel. Emmanuel Quickly and RJ Barrett are out for the Raptors when they take on the 76ers. The Suns tip off against the Lakers, and the Bulls battle the Bucks for a 10-game schedule on tap in the NBA. Well, the World Series kicks off tonight. The Dodgers battle the Yankees from LA. This sports update has been brought to you by Paramount Flooring, proudly family owned and operated for 33 years. Paramount Flooring is your full service flooring and tile supplier. Whether you're a homeowner, renovator, or builder, Paramount Flooring provides the flooring to fit your lifestyle and budget. Visit their showroom that's open 7 days a week at 10707 184th Street. Paramount Flooring. Flooring for the life that you live. Right after the break, Jeff Krushell joins the Reid Wilkins Show. I'm Zachary Kubish, keeping you up to date.
Conveniently located 10 minutes west of St. Albert, Wheeler's RV Storage will provide you with safe, secure storage for your RV, boat, or whatever you need to store. Open 7 days a week with gated keypad access and extra large stalls. Now is the time to take advantage of their limited time offer. Buy 6 months and get 1 month free. Now's the time to go to WheelersRVStorage.com. That's Wheeler's RV Storage. Safe, secure storage. Visit them today at WheelersRVStorage.com.
780 is just another lame-ass, low-budget local shop. Homegrown right here in Edmonton. 780 is both the shop name and their in-house clothing brand that celebrates all things unique to E-Town. They also work with close to 1,000 local vendors
from the 780 to help promote and get their brands off the ground. Check them out online at 780.com or at any of their 5 locations at Southgate, Londonderry, Kingsway, St. Albert, and the Outlet Mall by the airport.
Fuge Sausages makes their meat with nothing but the best local ingredients. From chicken, beef, and pork, their gluten-free sausages are packed with flavor. Every single bite. Get a 10% discount when mentioning Edmonton Sports Talk in-store or use the code EST when shopping online at fugesausages.ca. Plus, you get free delivery on orders of $100 or more. Find them at 6736 99th Street. Fuge Sausages. You can't beat our meat.
At Mind 360, we invite you to embark on your mental health journey in a safe and comfortable space. Conveniently located in St. Albert, Mind 360 has a diverse team of experienced clinicians that offer a broad range of tailored services for children, adults, and families. Furthermore, we are very proud to serve our military, veterans, and first responders. If you're looking for counseling, treatment, or assessment, understand that you are not alone. Contact Mind 360 at mind360.ca to book an appointment today.
Oh, I hope you're just having a fabulous Friday afternoon. Oilers and Elks. Tonight we have pre- and post-game coverage of both here on Edmonton Sports Talk. You can check out YouTube. We'll have streams of both our shows going at the same time. If the audio stream on the TuneIn app or iHeartRadio will be Oilers focused if they're both going on at the same time. But once the Oilers shows are done, it'll be Elks as well on the audio stream. Portions of this hour presented by the Canadian Brew House, taking your sports experience to a higher level of ultra-cool TrackMan golf simulators are now open at the Ice House, an immersive and realistic golfing experience in the heart of downtown Edmonton. Visit thecanadianicehouse.com.
Jody Sterner in the Nasty Chat said we shouldn't never sing that again, please. Was that our...
Yeah, I usually don't sing on the air.
I can't try... What? That was...
Best of Both Worlds
Best
by
of
Van
Both
Halen.
Worlds. I thought we nailed
5150. No, that one was off. Yeah, that one was off 5150. Yeah, my bad.
Okay, it is time to bring in the man of the hour here. This is Jeff Krushell from Krush Performance. How you doing, Jeff?
Excellent, guys. Excellent. Thanks for having me on. It's the fall season is here, so things are happening.
Yes, they are. I think you've been a busy man lately. How's life and what you been up to lately?
Yeah, actually really good. This fall has been rolling out just beautifully, guys. I'm going to tell you, watching the NHL season roll out, the NFL has been fun. I just got back from an assignment with Major League Baseball down in Arizona, and it was smoking hot down there for this Canadian blood. I'll tell you that much. But yeah, lots of really cool things going on in the sporting world.
Okay, well, I mean, we are here to talk some baseball because you are our baseball insider, obviously, with your connection to the sport, to the Blue Jays. But to kick things off here, the salary cap in Major League Baseball is, it's, in my opinion, I think it's out of control. I mean, you got the Yankees who rank second in the MLB going up against the Dodgers, who signed Shohei Ohtani to $780 gazillion. I don't know. Why does MLB even have a salary cap?
Yeah, well, it's not a salary cap. They have a luxury tax, right? So there is no cap in baseball, and that's kind of the interesting thing. And I think, the last real professional sport to be holding out here. But there's not a lot of push to actually have a cap, certainly not from the player's side, right? Let them roll. I mean, things are looking good. If you're a player and you have talent, if you have value as a baseball player, man, your prospectus can look very, very good. As you mentioned, the Ohtani deal, $700 million. We've got some whopping deals that'll be happening this offseason as well. But I think all in all, baseball, if you look at it as a business, it's doing quite well. And I think they're looking at it, hey, if we're doing well, the fans are happy, let's just keep it rolling. And, when these big budget teams roll into any town, man, those stadiums are full. So far for Major League Baseball, it's working. I guess the big concern would be when you're one of those teams with a small payroll at the start of spring training and 200 games and 6 months later, you're not going to have a lot to cheer about. That might be the downside of it all, guys.
Now, where does this money come from? I mean, you're talking about signing these players to massive amounts, and in my opinion, at least as far as I know, it's not even the top sport in the United States. That being to the NFL. So where does this money come from to pay these millions of dollars to these players?
Yeah, it's incredible, isn't it? I mean, that contract for Shohei Ohtani's kind of recalibrated the whole landscape. I mean, you go back to the Trout contract and the Harper contract. Those were all ground shaking deals for sure. The fact that they're long-term also is pretty interesting. The way baseball's, addressing or allowed the Dodgers to address the Ohtani contract, deferring basically $68 million a year. That's allowing the Dodgers to do some things. So there's lots of things that are going on here, but the money is there, guys. I think last year, MLB's right behind the NFL, and they're poised and aggressive in overtaking the NFL in annual revenue. But I think they broke the $11 billion earning mark last year on some of the unofficial numbers. And that's, with these international games they're doing, much like the NFL and the NBA, those numbers are getting more global. So the money's definitely there, guys. And I think if you were to break down this Ohtani deal, he's probably paid for that contract already. And I know that sounds crazy and it's a little presumptuous, but listen, the popularity of Ohtani in the other side of the world is really taking this thing to another level. And, I think we saw something similar in the NBA, right? With China and how it just sort of globalized the game. So the money is there, guys, and the players are getting their fair share.
Crusher, I got to ask this because this is something that has just kept me disconnected from baseball, to where I'm a casual fan and just can't get into it that much. Why does baseball have to have 162 games?
Right? Well, and here's a conversation and even a question for the Nasties, in honor of the Fall Classic here. Is baseball the toughest schedule in all of sport? And is the World Series, by connection here, the toughest championship to win in all of sport? It's a good question, Jay. But 162 games, I'm not sure where it came from, but I can almost guarantee it came from the C-level business guys, right? If we're going to be making this kind of money or paying these kind of contracts, the games are there. They'll never decrease the number of games, though they've increased the length of the season, right? I mean, both of these teams now are heading into, 200 plus games if you include what happened in spring training. So it is a long, grueling season. I think there's a lot of talk amongst the players, at least that I've talked to. A shorter season would be fantastic. A shorter spring training would be great. But it's that ebb and flow over time. You have time to catch up. And I kind of maybe equate it to the stages of the Tour de France, right? You might not do well in the first 2, 3, 4 stages, but you can make it up in the back end. But here's the thing. If you have a bad start, it's really hard to get on top of it. So I think it's one of those things that make baseball really, really unique as a sport, the number of competitions over the course of the season.
The schedule, of course, it was 154 games for a long time, from 1920 to 1962. So the National League, for example, had 8 teams. So you played the other 7 teams 22 times each. So that gave you a nice number to get to 154. And the American League had the same thing. And then they expanded, and when they went to 10, it was 9 opponents at 18 games each. And then when you got into divisions and more teams, that started to make the schedule a little more. But it just comes from having the desire to have a balanced schedule. You just play everybody this exact same number of times.
Still too many.
Yeah, that's a big part of it. And guys, they're looking at, one of the mandates for Manfred during his tenure as commissioner. He wants 2 more teams. So what does that look like, right? There's a lot of discussions here. And Jay, getting back to the point about the money and the team salaries, right? And I do get it from the fans' perspective. There's teams. Look at the New York Mets. Historical last year, $343 million payroll, the highest in the history of the game. They didn't even make the playoffs last year. Here they are. They're around $317 million this year. Again, historically high. They're into the playoffs. Thank goodness. I'm really excited about the new ownership there. But that's just one of the crazy things about baseball. Typically over the years, if you guys go back and look at it, you have a nice spread of teams from the bottom half of team payroll to the teams that actually have the highest payrolls. In baseball, it's interesting. Money doesn't mean success necessarily yet. This year, guys, this is a dream machine for baseball as a whole. You have East Coast versus West Coast, Broadway versus Hollywood, Judge versus Ohtani. That's the battle of the Titans here, and two of the largest payrolls, right? But if you look at the teams like Detroit, Kansas City, Baltimore, those are second, lower half, bottom half teams in payroll. Even Cleveland split the league this year. Right in the middle is 15. So I mean, it's really interesting how it all comes together. Anybody can win. And then as we get into the playoffs, well, it's wide open.
I've kind of thought baseball and probably hockey have been the two most reluctant sports to innovate. But, there has been stuff in baseball, certainly all the Moneyball stuff and that style of management. And then we've seen, the shift and different attitudes about how to advance runners around the bases and all that kind of stuff. And then the shift got outlawed. But the one thing, Jeff, like to me, if you're a starting pitcher, like if you're an ace, if you're, Verlander in his prime or Pedro in his, that's just to me the stud position in sports. I'm a starting pitcher. I'm going to throw 7+ innings. I'm going to do it every fifth day. I'm going to win 24 games a year. And now more and more, and the Dodgers are probably going to have to do it in the World Series, there are these bullpen games. And I'm just like, okay, a guy starts, and I my traditionalist sense just is like, come on, a bullpen game? Give me a starting pitcher that's going to go out there and grind it out inning after inning. Is the bullpen game here to stay, or is that a fad for the time being that managers and teams have adopted?
Hey, Reid, that is a great question. And I am with you, my friend. I am a big, big fan of the hardcore, nitty-gritty starter that's going to take you deep into games. I love that about baseball. And, of course, it's disappeared. The analytics, think about this, though. And, Reid, this is a great conversation for any baseball fan, well, any sporting fan, because we know the numbers in any sport have really, really taken over the decision-making. And that's what we're looking at here. And if you go back to that Moneyball or just post-Moneyball era, the analytics went red line. They went way too far. It got crazy. Some of the decisions being made. Some good things came out of it as well. But I think we're getting back to kind of a nice compromise with the numbers and strategy and the art of the game. And let's maybe just throw this out there. People can mark this down on their calendars. I'm with you. I think it is a fad. I think we will see the return of the hardcore starter. We're going to start seeing more guys going deep into games, and we're kind of saw a little bit of that this year. Not a lot of complete games this year, but we saw, I think, more 7-inning, 8-inning outings by the starters. And some of these guys who, they're like thoroughbred horses. They want to go. So, I mean, in this World Series, one guy to watch, one guy that could literally change the outcome of the series is Garrett Cole. If he gets 3 starts here, Reid, he has the ability to decide what happens here. I mean, his ERA over the postseason here is 3.31. He is on fire. And listen, if he gets 3 starts, if this goes the distance, 7 games, he could be the determining factor. So it's such a great question, Reid. I think we will see the return of it, and I actually hope we do.
Well, I mean, you're talking about players that obviously will be playing in Game 1 of the 119th World Series that starts this evening. Has there been a World's? I mean, obviously there probably has, but in recent memory, I can't recall one that has as many stars on both sides of the lineup. Which of these stars shines the brightest during this series? I know you mentioned Garrett Cole there, but name some other people that you think are going to be difference makers in this series. And I want to know, who is your pick? Because I know Matty Iwanek is on the way down to Century Casino Sports Bar and Lounge. He is listening right now, Krushell. I want you to rip his heart out and pick the Dodgers for me, okay?
Okay, Maddie, I hope you're sitting down. Maddie, because we'll have that discussion in a minute. But you guys, the players here. I don't think we've ever seen such a star-studded cast going into the postseason. The number of all-stars here, but just the number of players in each roster who can really, really contribute. Of course, you have to talk about the Ohtani-Judge battle, right? I mean, these are the 2 superstars of the game. Judge led the league in home runs with 58 home runs this year. Just incredible. Shohei Ohtani, for the first time in Major League history, 50-50, the 50-50 club. But, 54 home runs and 59 stolen bases. Plus, don't forget, this guy can pitch. And is he going to pitch in the postseason here? I want to see him pitch. I hope if he can, if he's healthy, I want to see Ohtani pitch, man. That is so good for baseball, right down to the youth level. So, obviously those are the two guys to watch, right? Judge is on fire right now. Ohtani's having a little trouble, connecting here in the postseason. But listen, he is leading with men on base. Just get this. Ohtani is hitting .783 with men on base. He has driven in 28 RBIs this season. That's more than some teams the entire postseason, man. Like this is a one-man wrecking crew. One of the guys I really think you should look out for, guys, is Mookie Betts, though. He's one of my favorite players, along with Acuna Jr. with the Braves. Ever since Acuna Jr. Entered the league, he's been maybe my most favorite player to watch. But Mookie Betts, any Red Sox fans out there, please text in how and why. Why would you let Mookie Betts go, guys? This guy, he is hitting 342 in the last 9 games. He has 8 extra base hits. He's leading the Dodgers in 8 extra base hits. You cannot contain this player. So, on the Dodgers side, that you've got some crazy things going. And I'll just go a couple more guys. We talked about Garrett Cole already. Stanton is going to be a powerhouse as well. But Juan Soto, guys, is another player to watch. He walks, he gets on base, he hits for power. He hit 370 or something in the ALCS. Just amazing player to watch. He's another guy that could really influence the outcome of this entire series. And by the way, he's probably going to get paid over $600 million this offseason, right?
Wow. These numbers are they're just astonishing to me. So my jaw always drops when we're talking about Major League Baseball. Krusher, I appreciate you coming on. Obviously, coming on the Reid Wilkins show here. Tell everybody that's listening. I know a couple of people have said, "Hey, I haven't seen Krusher in a while," but obviously you're a friend of the Edmonton Sports Talk team. Where can people hear more about your Krush Performance show?
Yeah, guys. Hey, we're with you guys every Wednesday night. 6 p.m. Right after you, following up you guys every Wednesday on game nights. Of course, we're 7 o'clock after the pregame. All of our podcasts are then downloaded on our website, crushperformance.com. I see you guys have Advantage Sports Medicine Physiotherapy on there. We're working with some really, really cool athletes. We have an amazing program going. It's the first time I've ever really had a chance to work local, guys, and I'm really enjoying that down there with the guys at Advantage. And I'm just really, really loving it. But before I go, though, Matt Iwanek, I'm so sorry. Listen, the Yankees have something going here. They really do. They've got a camaraderie, I think, that's very rare in baseball. But I think the Dodgers guys have the edge here.
Wow. Okay. Well, you heard it there
awesome
first.
Stuff, Jeff.
Thanks, Jeff. We appreciate you having on. We'll catch up with you another time.
You got it, guys. Appreciate it.
All right. Love having Jeff on the show. A lot of knowledge, a lot of energy, able to just kind of go anywhere with the baseball discussion. A lot of fun. I am going to take, and as I fully admit, and people know this, my baseball viewing and following has declined immensely, probably over the last 10 to 15 years. So, but I think pitching is king, and the Dodgers are banged up, and they're probably going to have a bullpen game or two. I am going to take the Yankees in 7.
Okay. Matty must have heard. He says he chimed in the nasty chat. He said, "I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed in you, Krusher." That's from Iwanek.
So Jeff's taking the Dodgers. He didn't take a certain number of games, but I'm taking Yankees in 7.
Yeah, I'm. Matty. I got to ride with my guy Matty. I got to lean on the. It's either going to be 6 games or 7 if he wants Garrett Cole to pitch 3 times, which he said today. So I'm going to take the Yankees in 6.
I should add, though, not that I'm super emotional about it, I'm cheering for the Dodgers.
How do you do that?
I have a mind and a heart, and I can listen to each separately. I'm happy to teach anybody who wants to have that skill how to do it.
You can't say... Okay, so you're cheering for the Dodgers.
I prefer the Dodgers to
But
win,
you
I
think-
guess. But I think the Yankees will win.
Okay.
Yankees
I
at
guess
7.
that's fair enough.
Yes.
So
Well, it
you're
makes
on the
perfect
Dodgers.
sense to me. But
Well-
I'd sooner see the Dodgers win it.
Sure.
Yankees have won enough.
Yes, and I think there's a large, feeling of that same sentiment. So, anyways, let's get to the Coob. We are into the last hour. Hit that thumbs up if you haven't already. We are trying to get our final ingredients for our chocolate chip cookies. We are 20 away, so let's get there in the final hour. Coob.
Get all the latest news and takes on everything Oilers with Dustin Nielsen and Tom Gazzola on the Oil Stream. Live at noon, Monday, Wednesday, and Fridays. Only on EdmontonSportsTalk.com.
UFC lives at the Canadian Brew House with the most TVs, great food and drinks, and the perfect party atmosphere. There's no better way to experience UFC 309 on November 16th. See you at the Brew.
Hi there. If you're like me, you like to picture yourself in luxury, even though there's absolutely no way you could afford it. And if you can, well, even better. Thankfully, I picture myself in something that is luxury, but still absolutely affordable, like the all-new Mazda CX-90 from Park Mazda. With the new luxury features like facial recognition settings and quilted detail Napa leather seating, I can pretend to be comfortable with all of my proper settings activated without even touching the button, thanks to Mitch Lewicki and the great staff at Park Mazda. I like to picture Mitch Lewicki as a ninja fighting off evil samurai.
Park Mazda, your dealer for life in Sherwood Park off Y Road, parkmazda.ca.
Since 1952, William Huff has been the heartbeat of Edmonton's advertising world. From humble beginnings to a citywide powerhouse, we've been the go-to for signage from print to design and installation. Partnering with Edmonton's top sports franchises and major events, we've helped shape the city's global reputation. Our secret? Unmatched customer service, decades of experience, and a passion for excellence we call the William Huff Advantage. Visit us online at williamhuff.com.
You've always known GCL Diesel as the experts in diesel fuel systems, but did you know that GCL is also your source for turbochargers and turbo repair? As a turbo supplier for Garrett, Borg Warner, and Holset, GCL can provide genuine original equipment turbos at wholesale prices. Whether it's diesel, gas, natural gas, or performance, we can provide you with the turbo or custom repair you require. Turbo questions? We've got turbo answers. Visit us in the West End or online at GCLDiesel.com. GCL Diesel, turbochargers, understood.
Just about 2 hours, the Oilers face the Penguins with the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame show live at 6 o'clock, having Hernan Salas and YouTube Trev lead you into the action. Right now, the Senators and Golden Knights are coming off a high-scoring first period with the Sens leading 3-2 after 20. Later, it's the Islanders and Devils before Connor Bedard and his Blackhawks play the Predators. And for their season finale, the Elks host the Argos with the Ticats against the Red Blacks. Join Matthew Wannick and Jay Milne for the Green and Gold kickoff show at 6:30 live from the Century Casino Sports Bar and Lounge, broadcasting on the EST YouTube channel. Emmanuel Quickly and RJ Barrett are out for the Raptors when they take on the 76ers with tip-off in just a moment. The Nets also battle the Magic with both of those games beginning momentarily. And finally, it's winner takes all in the World Series between the Dodgers and the Yankees down in LA. The Reid Wilkins Show with Jay Milne continues right now. I'm Zachary Kubich, and that was your Sports Update.
All right, Joel Blomqvist, the expected starter for the Pittsburgh Penguins, in goal tonight. Rookie goaltender, 52nd overall pick in 2020. Oilers Penguins at 7 o'clock at Rogers Place. The Oilers have won 6 straight against the Pens, 33-9, the goal differential in favor of the Oilers, who are looking to break out a little bit offensively. Podkolzin expected to be on Draisaitl's line with Arvidsson, so that puts Jeff Skinner with Henrique and Brown, McDavid with Nugent Hyman, Janmark with Ryan and Perry. We expect Emberson to return to the lineup and play with Kulak, so Nurse and Stetcher reunited, Ekholm with Bouchard, and Stuart Skinner in net. Elks playing at 7:30 against the Argos. Trey Ford will play quarterback. We expect, what is it, Daigie's going to play the second quarter and then Ford plays the second half?
I don't know.
Is that the latest?
That's terrible. Like, just give the ball to Trey Ford. Let the guy cook for a bit, and if it's going well, Daigie's the backup. That's what training camps are for. Sorry.
We will have pregame coverage for both games here on Edmonton Sports Talk. 6 o'clock, the Oil Stream pregame show, and then at 6:30, the Green and Gold kickoff show on YouTube only, and then it'll join the audio stream at 7. It is time to get fired up for Gemco Fireplaces, proudly serving Edmonton and area for 45 years. The authorized dealer for Napoleon Fireplaces. Whether it's gas or wood burning, look no further than Canadian-made Napoleon Fireplaces. All the Napoleon products you need are available at Gemco, 9281 50th Street.
You know, I got my all my heaters for the barn and my shop from Gemco.
Nice.
They do radiant style heaters. Those are the ones that aren't forced air. They just kind of like at hockey arenas.
Oh, okay, cool.
You know, or it just pushes hot air at you.
Oh, that's awesome.
Reid, I'm fired up.
Well, I hope you are.
Coob, didn't you say you're fired up about something too?
Yeah, but nobody cares about it.
Oh, right, because
That's
it's
why I'm fired
MMA
up.
related.
It's just all MMA. I'm always fired up. I'm always fired up about the UFC card.
Well, I
Always
got
big
news
one.
for you. I want to hear about it after, I'm going to tell mine, then you tell yours, then we'll compare notes.
You might make a
Then I'll
grown
pick a
child
winner
cry.
of who's
Then
more
you'll
fired up.
pick a winner. Okay. Yesterday morning, I went and met a friend of mine for a coffee at a local roastery in Sherwood Park. Yeah. And went in there, packed. This place is packed. So I had to wait. I was there a few minutes before him. And I'm waiting. I didn't order yet because I wanted to wait till somebody moves so we can get a seat. So finally somebody does, and we sit down, and then he comes in. I say, hey. He says, hey. We sit down, and we're going to get a coffee. Let's have a coffee and talk. Our daughters go to school together. We haven't seen each other in a while. So I go up and order. He orders, and then his comes fast because he just ordered a plain drip coffee. I like my coffee iced.
Oh, you do? Yeah, that's true.
So for whatever reason, it had to take a little bit longer, and it went off to the side where they, coffee for Jay? You go up. I go up to get my coffee, and here's this guy. Now, they did say this. They said the dishwasher's broken. So even for people that were sitting down having their coffee to stay, they were giving them in disposable cups. Like a coffee cup, like you'd get at any coffee place. But, if you're sitting down, you would expect maybe a nice mug or maybe some custom pottery. That's this kind of place. So they say this to the gentleman, and he says, I'm sorry, I do not drink out of paper cups for health reasons. They said, well, sir, our dishwasher's broken. We literally don't have any clean cups. He said, well, I don't know what to do. I don't drink out of these paper cups. So here's my problem. If you're going to have a stick up your ass about drinking out of paper cups.
It's for health reasons.
I don't care. You can say it's for, I'm afraid of paper. I don't like paper. He says there was chemicals and poisons in this paper cup. I don't care.
Did he explain this to them?
He did, right beside me. I don't care, Reid. If you're afraid of paper cups and you think paper cups are going to kill you, go for it. I don't care because I don't think that. But if you want to think that, go ahead. But here's the thing, bucko. If you're going to go out and have this hardline stance about paper cups and plastic cups, bring your own disposable thermos or bring something to drink it out of. What are you doing? You can't go to a place and say, oh, I refuse to drink out of a paper cup or a plastic cup. Well, then bring your own container. I mean, does that not make sense? Am I out of my mind? Reid, tell me I'm in the right. And he's making he's making a scene about it too.
Yeah, that shouldn't happen. Because the people working there they don't like that the dishwasher's broken.
They probably
I
hate
could
it.
tell from working in retail long time ago at Blockbuster Video, you don't want there to be an unhappy customer. You don't want the potential for conflict. You don't want the potential to be yelled at, whether the person has a point or not. You want a quiet day.
Yes.
So I don't think there was any reason to escalate this for this gentleman. Now, if he clearly does not want to drink out of a paper cup, then he probably should have gone to order his coffee somewhere else if that was the problem.
Or bring it to go mug, a travel
perhaps
mug.
if he's that, adverse to paper, then maybe he should just have a mug that he takes with him all the time.
You would.
I don't know. I don't know this gentleman.
No, I don't want.
I wasn't there. This is a very rare. This is straight off the rare play chart.
It was
for people who play the cards and dice, baseball and football and hockey.
It was extremely rare, and it was just he was disruptive to the simple, quaint coffee bar.
So how was this resolved?
They gave him a mug.
They gave him a dirty mug?
No, he went and cleaned a mug. He went to the back.
He cleaned a mug himself, or the server did?
The server did. Probably cleaned it with chemicals.
But I guess that's the thing. I think I would have said to the guy, if you can wait, I can go hand wash you a mug.
He did. And then he brought it back, and the guy, he's like, thanks. And he took off. He left. So now he's up a mug.
Oh, because he needed the drink to go.
Yeah.
Oh, I see. Yeah, that would be weird.
No, he went out. That's right. They have a patio. Sorry. He went outside to the patio. I thought initially he was leaving, and I'm like, wow, that's a bold move.
So he wanted to stay.
He wanted to stay, but he won't drink out of paper
Okay, but
cup.
here's the thing. In that situation, does the coffee place not have to say, okay, sorry, Jethro, you're on dishwashing duty. We got to hand wash mugs. Dishwasher doesn't work.
Or if you're that against using disposable or plastic or paper cups, you'd think a person of that ilk would have 10 travel mugs in their vehicle.
But maybe he just doesn't like carrying around a travel mug. He likes using the mug in the coffee shop.
I don't
leaving
care.
It.
No. You can't have that firm of a stance against paper cups and not have a travel mug. I am sorry. Believe what you want to believe. If you're freaked out of paper, maybe I should put that on the list of fears for our upcoming fear draft. I'm afraid of paper cups.
All right.
I'm yelling,
I'm surprised
Tom.
you're that fired up. Yeah, Tom Gazzola doesn't like the loud voices.
Well, here's the thing. I did not. I worked in the service industry.
Did you
for a long
try to
time.
intervene in this?
Heck no.
Okay.
I got bigger things to worry about than intervening about what Buddy over here thinks is going to kill him. I worked in the service industry as well. I don't think that was fair the way he almost berated them. Like, didn't you know paper cups kill you?
Well, did you ask him what the issue is with paper cups?
I wanted nothing to do with
See,
this
I would have
person.
been curious, though. I guess if he was that irate, then
Yeah, it was.
Did you get
it was
the sense he was a regular at this place?
No.
So I have all these questions now I want answered.
He was not a regular.
Okay.
I can almost assure you of that. But I just thought, how rude of you to make such a big deal of this and not have the means to take this coffee in whatever canteen or cup or whatever vessel you feel is appropriate for your health.
So he wanted it to stay, but they didn't have mugs, so they were giving paper cups to stay, and this guy wanted to stay and not have a paper cup.
Couldn't handle
But it appears to me this had a happy resolution, a logical resolution. They went and hand washed him, a ceramic mug or whatever they're called.
No, the only logical and the best solution for this was that it made the Fired Up segment presented by Gemco Fireplaces and Napoleon a lot better today.
Well, it did. I was not expecting you to be that angry about, I'm going to say this, Jay, about what I consider quite a trivial topic.
Oh, 100% trivial. But nonetheless of importance that this fella decided that he was going to ruin a lot of people's days by yelling at this barista.
Les says, ironically, the paper filter used in making the coffee used the same chemicals. Very curious. I'm just curious as to why he had that strong a stance. I mean, if he would have been going on like, look, the paper cups are wasteful, I'd be like, okay, dude, maybe not the form to bring that up, but I've never heard of that having a health issue with a paper cup.
My thing is this.
And I have allergies, so, you know.
If you're going to be on your high horse about this, bring your own damn mug. Bring it.
This is incredible. I was not expecting this at all.
You should know better. Do you think I'm overreacting? Give it to me straight, Reid.
I think you're a very passionate man, Jay.
I am. I'm passionate for what's right and what's wrong in this world. Zach, you had an MMA story?
Well, I just want to say one thing. My heart is fired up for you.
Thank you.
You're very passionate about that, and I agree. It's silly to take a mug, but I agree with Reid. It's very trivial. But this is also very trivial, well, at least in this setting. Every single week when the UFC is on, I'm always badgering you guys, hey, there's no UFC talk today. Ha ha ha. I always just talk about that as a joke. I know Oilers heavy, Elks heavy. I love my MMA. And it's a huge MMA card this weekend. Tomorrow, specifically, that's going underway. And not many people got fired up about it besides maybe Hernan, but I want to hear more about it. I always love hearing about MMA, so I don't know. I wish we talked about it more, but I know the nasties like other things. But I'm just fired up for tomorrow because it's Ilya Topuria versus Max Holloway.
Is it a pay-per-view?
It is a pay-per-view.
How much will you pay for it?
No comment.
What do you mean no comment?
That means to me like you're hijacking it off of an illegal website.
I would never do such thing.
I shouldn't have asked that. I see. I was like, maybe he doesn't want to say, or he's going to. But you can go to a pub and watch, can't you?
Yeah, I'm paying
if they're buying it
with my time.
You're paying with your time.
Yeah, It's a lot of time. It's like 8 hours. I'm going to be sitting there.
All right. That is fired up for
Here's the thing.
Gemco.
Can I just say one thing about the UFC topic debate? I think that UFC became oversaturated. It used to be there'd be 3 or 4 big cards a year, maybe, and then it came one a month. Now it seems like every time there's a UFC or a fight night or different variations of the same thing that are happening all the time. So I think that's where MMA and UFC in particular got lost on everyone.
Well, this could be a deeper discussion. I think they just got more talent, and they're able to actually have these bigger cards that they have to make their fans pay more money for.
Who Khamzat Chimaev is.
People know, but I think it's less mainstream now. Like, I mean, there's a couple fighters.
Knows.
Yeah, there's like even Sean O'Malley. I'm not even sure if you guys are aware of. Conor McGregor is the last really big name that was worldwide. Even that casual would know it. It was a household name. There's not really many of those, so I agree, but I'm fired up about it regardless.
All right. Outstanding work, gentlemen. I wrote a limerick while you guys were going off. The Oilers hope to feast on roast penguin Icebirds, who won 4 cups, then won. 97 versus 87 has fans in heaven. Painful bony bump on your foot could be a bunion.
That's great.
I really am proud of that one.
You should be.
780-218-9999 is the EST inbox.
Nothing from the Uke today?
I read one earlier.
But he sent 3, you said.
Oh, yeah. In a matchup that's sure to excite, McDavid and Crosby ignite. With each dazzling play, they'll give fans a display as the Oilers and Pens battle tonight. Sort of a game preview. Yeah, Big Uke's a very talented man. We have my top 3 coming up. We have buying or selling. Of course, some portions of the program are presented by Canadian Brewhouse. NFL lives at the Canadian Brewhouse with Thursday Night Football and your chance to win a trip to an NFL home opener of your choice. $1 off tankers of Bud Light and Budweiser. Details at thecanadianbrewhouse.com. All right, we got the Coob with the sports update for Sit and Sleep.
It's the Oilers and the Penguins with Hernan Salas and YouTube Trev having the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame show live just an hour before puck drop right here on EST. And on the ice right now, it's the Islanders up 1-0 over the Devils early in the first, while the Senators lead 3-2 over the Golden Knights at the start of the second. And after that, the Preds play the Hawks. It's the Raptors underway with about 10 minutes left in the first quarter, and the Nets and Magic have just tipped off. Well, It's a final season finale for the Elks when they host the Argos, and the Ticats are playing right now against the Red Blacks. That one scoreless early in the game. Join Matthew Wannick and Jay Milne for the Green and Gold kickoff show to get you set for the Elks action at 6:30. They'll be live from the Century Casino Sports Bar and Lounge for that one, and you can tune into the show only on the EST YouTube channel. The World Series gets underway tonight. It's the Dodgers against the Yankees live from LA. And this sports update has been brought to you by Sit and Sleep. The wait is over. Sit and Sleep is now open. Celebrate with 20,000 square feet of savings on the trendiest furniture, home decor, and mattresses. Apply for your Sit and Sleep card today to make no payments for 18 months interest-free. Sit and Sleep. Find them beside Planet Fitness in South Edmonton Common, or check them out online at sitandsleep.ca. We'll be back in just a few minutes with the Reid Wilkins Show. I'm Zachary Kubish, and that was your sports update.
Ready for an unforgettable sports experience? It's the EST Flyaway to LA. Presented by the 780. Listen daily for the EST Flyaway keyword. Once you hear it, text us at 780-218-9999 for your chance to qualify to fly to LA. Round trip flights for two, hotel and car rentals, all to go see Edmonton face off against either LA or Anaheim. Plus, experience the brand new Intuit Dome as the Clippers tip off against the Warriors, and top it all off with the Rams kicking off against the Cardinals at SoFi Stadium. This is more than just a trip. This is the ultimate sports experience. The EST Flyaway to LA, presented by the 780 and Edmonton Sports Talk. Your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
You want the heavy hitters on your team, both on and off the ice. If you've been injured in a car accident, call the heavy hitters of injury law. James H. Brown and Associates, Alberta Injury Lawyers. With over 200 years of combined injury law experience, their precedent-setting lawyers are ready to help. Locally owned and proud Edmonton Oiler fans, James H. Brown and Associates wants to support you with their unrivaled experience, unrivaled results, and unrivaled commitment. When accidents happen, head to jameshbrown.com.
Hey Edmonton, ready to take advantage of lower rates and better pricing? South Fort Chevrolet in Fort Saskatchewan has you covered, from rugged trucks to sleek SUVs. And with over 40 years in business, you can trust that you're getting the best deal on your new ride. As the proud title sponsor of The Nielsen Show, EST listeners can drive a little to save a lot with South Fort Chevrolet's transparent pricing and down-to-earth sales team. Visit us today in Fort Saskatchewan or online at southfortchev.com.
Okay, there's a lot of interest here, Reid. But first things first, right?
It's time for the Flyaway to LA, presented by the 780. Of course, we're qualifying people 4 times each weekday, and then once on Saturdays during Hello Hockey. You are qualifying to win a trip to Los Angeles for 2 with hotel and rental car. You will get tickets to see an NHL game featuring your Edmonton team. You'll get to see the Clippers play the Warriors. You'll get to see the Rams play the Cardinals. This trip from December 26th through the 30th. The 780, a homegrown local shop right here in Edmonton. 780, both the shop name and their in-house clothing brand that celebrates all things unique to E-Town. They also work with close to 100 local vendors from the 780 area code to help promote and get their brands off the ground. Check them out online. 780.com. That's the word 7. The number is 80.com. 5 locations: Southgate, Londonderry, Kingsway, St. Albert, and the Outlet Mall by the airport. You have to text in this word to 780-218-9999. The word today is tennis. The key word is tennis for the Flyaway to LA.
Well, a lot of Glue Crew support coming in from my Fired Up for Gemco Fireplaces. Ken says, brilliant rant, Jay. Alicia Hemming, I agree with Jay. Lacrome Drew, and a couple of you said this. They washed the mug and then Jay spit in it when the guy's back was turned.
Oh, my.
I did not. But yeah, it was definitely an interesting one. And while we're waiting here, I'll pull this up. We've got another limerick. I'm just reading this on the fly, so I don't know if it jives, Reid, or not. But here we go. The Oilers and Penguins collide on the ice where the rivals take pride. McDavid takes flight. Sid's ready to fight. A showdown where legends can't hide.
I like that one.
That was from Dudley.
Yeah, see,
well
you got to
done.
keep those third and fourth lines short. That's the challenge. Short, but still rhyming, and still keep it going forward. That was pretty good. All right. We'll talk to our qualifier in a few minutes. It is time for buying or selling for Damon Bunting, a consistent top-producing realtor in Greater Edmonton and among Western Canadian RE/MAX realtors. He and his team would love to help you find that right home or make the move from your current one. Community-driven, he understands what it takes to make a difference in our city. Check him out at DamonBunting.com or his Instagram handle, Damon Bunting Real Estate.
Uh-oh. What's this?
Well, I think we got to buy or sell if Jay overreacted to this story.
Well, if I overreacted, so you're buying that.
I'm buying that.
See,
the guy didn't want to drink out of that mug.
That wasn't the story. The story was that...
Okay, sorry. Whatever.
But if that's the case, then bring your own drinking
But you
container.
spent days thinking about this and saved it for Friday afternoon.
It happened yesterday.
Oh, okay, sorry. So you spent a little bit over 24 hours thinking about it.
I did.
What did your wife say about this situation?
You know what? I don't even know if I even mentioned it to April. I'm sure she would have been in gluidarity because it was just...
Okay, so you're the barista.
Yes.
What do you say to this guy?
I'll tell you what he said. He said...
No.
Oh, what do I
want
say?
you to put yourself in this situation. By the way, hammer the thumbs up on YouTube, everybody. We're just short of 100. We really want to get there. Or get your friends to go in and hammer it.
Okay, so I would say, look, sir, I don't know what to tell you. This is all we have. And bear in mind that what I really want to say probably wouldn't come out because, this is a customer. The customer's always right in the service industry. So I guess you'd have to bend the knee and go and, maybe if I could, I would have said, do you happen to have a container I can pour this into, maybe outside in your vehicle? Said, well, no, it's dirty from my coffee this morning. Well, bring it in, sir. I'll gladly wash it for you. Would that be fine? What would you have said?
I would have probably said, now how many people were working? They obviously had the manpower to go wash one mug.
Yeah, for a small-sized cafe, there was probably 4 people behind the counter.
And how busy was the lineup?
Smashed. It was busy. It was go time. It was 10:30 a.m. A lot of people coming in there.
In that situation, and my buddy used to say this, my buddy Aaron, used to work with him at Blockbuster, and as much as the thinking is the customer's always right, he sometimes would say, and he was very good, but if he got pushed and somebody was unreasonable, he would say sometimes you have to fire the customer.
Well, there's that too.
So if I probably would have said, hey, I'm really sorry. We're flat out of our dishwasher's broken. I'm gonna have, and if he really objected to the paper cup, I probably would have said, then I'm really sorry, sir. I'm not sure we can help you. I probably just would have said that. And if he says I'm never coming back here again, if he's not a regular, so what?
You know what you say when he says, hey, I'm never coming back again? You say, good. And make sure you tell all your like-minded friends the same thing and the same poor experience you got here.
I would not have taken it that far.
Well, from my retail days with the furniture store, there are some people that you simply cannot, you can't make them happy.
Right.
They're just going to be miserable. They're going to moan about everything you do. They're just not happy. So my rule or my trick would have been like, okay, come with me. Come up to the counter. Give me your credit card. I'm going to refund. I don't need this in my life.
Yeah.
I've got other paying customers in the store.
Yeah, I'm not going to argue with you. Yeah.
Let me give you your money back.
Yeah.
And then go down the road. There's 5 other furniture stores on St. Albert Trail. Go find it there, please, because I don't need this.
Well, right, and that's what my buddy would be. If somebody was, and in this situation, if the guy started getting mad, I just would have said, I'm sorry, we can't help you now. We got a lineup. I can't spare anybody to go wash a cup. I don't think we can serve you today.
Yep.
And other people who overheard that might have thought, oh man, this guy just lost a customer, or they also might have thought, yeah, that guy was holding up the line. And he didn't appear to, like, if the customer is being rude in front of a, here's the thing. Rude customers usually get other customers to be sympathetic about the staff.
Of course.
I found that at Blockbuster. Like, if a guy starts yelling about late fees and there's a lineup, the next people in line would be like, sorry about that guy.
Yeah.
Even though it's nothing to do with them. We're going to tell a quick story here. Love it. I was working at Blockbuster, and I think I was an assistant manager. So then you're the manager on duty, right? And I think there was like a shift changeover. So something had happened when the previous assistant manager was working, but the employee didn't have time to tell him what happened. So this employee came up to me, who was relatively new, and said, "Reid, I got to tell you something. I had a customer get angry at me, and I don't think he's ever going to come back to the store. And I want to tell you what happened." I'm like, okay. And my limited experience with this guy had been that he was a conscientious, nice employee. So right away he had the benefit of the doubt in my mind. But I thought, okay, what happened? He goes, well, this guy came up to the till, and he said he wanted a refund on his movie, or you'll get the money back, but you get a free rental as a result of something. And he said that the movie didn't work in his machine. And I said, okay, so what did you do? He goes, well, I said, usually in that situation, we take their word for it, and we would exchange the movie. And he said, I know that, and I've done that before. And then I checked the movie in, and I brought up his account, and he only rents here about 3 or 4 times a year. And every time he's rented a movie, he's brought it back, and it says notes on his account that he brought it back and it didn't work.
Yeah.
And he goes, so I told him that I wasn't going to exchange the movie for him. And he got really mad at me, and I didn't back down. He goes, I wasn't rude back, but I just said, I'm sorry, I can't exchange your movie. And he left. And I said, good call. He fired the customer. I said, but Blockbuster is making no money off this guy. He's getting 2 movies for the price of one, I guess. Because he's renting one, bringing it back, and then getting a free one on top of it.
How often would that happen, that people would take a VHS home?
You would be surprised the scams people came up with. Like, seriously, man, like to get a free movie or something, or to try to get 70 cents off their late charge. Like, I'm serious, man.
But couldn't that same employee just put it in one of the 5 VCRs that you have there and try it out?
You weren't supposed to do that.
Okay.
You're supposed to take the customer's word for
that
it.
would show the customer up.
No, I did that, but especially once I was assistant manager, you'd get a vibe off somebody, or you would check their account, and it's like, oh, they rent, another time, this is a little more unrelated, but when I didn't trust the customer, this guy, and I'll never forget the movie. It was one of the Grumpy Old Men movie. It might have been the second one. This guy comes in, and this was weird. And honestly, this guy, though, made an honest mistake because he felt foolish after, but it could have been a scam. The guy comes in, and he's like, this is the wrong movie. And he gives me the box, and it says Grumpy Old Men. I'm like, oh, sorry about that. And I open it up, because sometimes tapes get made, and I open it up, and it says Grumpy Old Men on the tape. And I was like, oh, no, it says Grumpy Old Men. Is this what you meant to rent? He's like, no, it's the wrong movie, like on the film itself.
Oh.
So I said, okay, so this says Grumpy Old Men on the VHS tape, but you said you put it in a different movie played. And he's like, yes. I'm like, okay. I said, I'm just going to check this out. I've never heard of this. I was polite. So I put it in a machine right in front of him. I press play. It's in the middle of the previews. He's like, see? I was like, give me a second here. I hit fast forward, goes through all the previews, and then it gets to the start of the movie. I was like, there. I said, take this home, put it in, hit play. It's right at the start of the movie. And I could see in his face he realized what he's done. He was impatient, and he thought the preview was the movie, and he kind of slinked out of the store. I felt bad for him, but I was like, what do you mean the wrong movie?
Maybe he didn't expect there to be previews on a VHS that's from the Blockbuster store. I don't know. Customer's always right, eh?
Yeah. C-Max from the South Side. Someone tell Reid we don't care about the Blockbuster stories. Ugh, so boring. Well, you just told me, C-Max. We don't need someone else to tell me.
And for the record, I'm here for the Blockbuster stories, and I'm sure a lot of others are. Reid, we've got somebody on the line.
Who do we have?
Well, if it counts for anything, I'm here for them. I guess I'm forced to be, but I'm kidding. We got Mike, the Michigan fan, as our qualifier.
Mike, the Michigan fan, how are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. Congratulations on qualifying for our flight away to LA. You ever been to LA before?
A long time ago when I was a kid.
Oh, what'd you do?
Went to Disneyland.
Hey, I always want to ask this, but a couple questions for you. If you were to win this, are you most excited for the basketball, the NFL, or the NHL game?
Probably the NFL game.
I think that's the common theme here is a lot of people would be excited for that NFL game. And one more, our off-topic topic today was top scary sports situations. Do you have anything you can add to the list?
Probably going into a season without a quarterback.
Oh, that's a good one. Yeah.
Wow.
Well, you thinking of a team in particular? I wonder which one. Ha ha.
Yeah, the team that can't throw a forward pass.
All right. Hey, congratulations on qualifying. Thank you so much for listening to the show. The Nielsen Show gives it away on the 29th, so make sure you tune in then, November 29th, okay?
Will do. Thanks.
Mike, the Michigan fan. Awesome stuff.
And Reid, don't be discouraged about the Blockbuster stories.
No, I'm not. They're not
love.
going anywhere. And quite frankly, I think that's the first extensive Blockbuster story I've had.
That's right. I'm here for more of it.
Big Slam Nasty, what were the employee discounts at Blockbuster? You could rent, I think, 10 movies a week for free, but they couldn't be new releases. They they couldn't be like the new releases because we had red hot new releases and the regular new releases, so you couldn't take out the red hot ones at all. And then you could take out the new releases, provided there were, enough copies left, or if you were taking it out late at night. But I watched a ton of movies there for no expense while I was working at Blockbuster. That was one of the best parts of that job.
10 movies a week. That's a lot.
I don't think I ever reached 10. Yeah,
that's a lot.
I think even on a week I watched a lot, it might have been 4 or 5. We are in the James H. Brown studio. James H. Brown Personal Injury Law Firm, the heavy hitters of injury law. With over 200 years of experience, James H. Brown will get you the settlement you deserve. JamesHBrown.com. Book your private consultation today. I don't know if people are buying or selling.
No, there was a lot of support for my. See, it wasn't.
I think if the guy starts being rude, like if that's in my situation, if I'm the customer,
I know.
I would just leave. I would just be like, okay, I'm not going to hold up the line. Like I'm one of those people. I would think about others. I'd be like, oh, you can't accommodate what I need? Okay, you know what? I'll go somewhere else.
Yeah, and that's what I think that's probably what should have happened there. But, some people, CMAX just isn't happy about your Blockbuster stories. I personally do not apologize for Reid's Blockbuster stories. But, hey, some people like it, some people don't. Different strokes for different folks,
all right,
Reid?
Maybe he will like my top 3 for food sausage coming up after this sports update from Zach Gubish.
The Oilers face the Penguins with the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame show live in just about 20 minutes, having Hernan Salas and YouTube Trev leading you into the action. It's tied 3-3 between the Golden Knights and the Senators near the end of the second, while the Islanders lead the Devils 2-1 at the end of 20. The Blackhawks also play the Predators later tonight. And for their season finale, the Elks host the Argos with the Ticats kicking off against the Red Blacks. Join Matthew Wanick and Jay Milne for the Green and Gold Kickoff Show live from the Century Casino Sports Bar and Lounge. You can catch that show on the EST YouTube channel. It's the Red Blacks up 7-3 near the end of the first quarter in that one. And right now the Raptors up 23 over the Sixers. Up 23-22 over the Sixers, while the Magic lead by 5 that game, 22-17. Later, Pacers, Knicks, and Hornets and Hawks as well for 10 total games in the NBA. It's also the World Series tonight with the Dodgers taking on the Yankees from LA. Right after the break, it's the final segment of the Reid Wilkins Show before the weekend. before the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame show. I'm Zachary Kubish, and you're up to date.
Wake up with the Nielsen Show with Dustin Nielsen and Lieutenant Eric. Weekday mornings 6 to 9 on EdmontonSportsTalk.com.
Looking for a winning strategy for your retirement? Contact me, Joaquin Gage at K4 Financial, where expertise meets dedication. I will always look for a careful approach to your retirement, ensuring your financial future is secure. From tailored strategies to clear, actionable advice, I'm here to guide you every step of the way. Don't leave your future to chance. Get in touch with me, Joaquin Gage, today at k4financial.ca or email joaquin.gage@k4financial.ca to start planning for a brighter future and a more secure retirement.
A&W has a deal for you. What's better than one A&W Mama Burger made with a perfectly seasoned grass-fed beef patty topped with pickles, a slice of onion, ketchup, mustard, and teen sauce served on a toasted sesame seed bun? 2 Mama Burgers for only $9.99. You can enjoy 2 of these delicious, mouth-watering Mama Burgers for only $9.99 at participating A&W restaurants in Edmonton, St. Albert, Sherwood Park, and Devon. What a deal! And to make it even more convenient for you, most A&W drive-thrus are open 24 hours.
Edmonton Sports Talk delivers a mass audience of key, influential customers to your business, all while you associate your company brand with the biggest names, the hottest sports news, and teams from every league around the globe. Oilers and Elks, NHL, NFL, Major League Baseball, and the Association, Formula One, soccer, golf, oh sweet mama! The excitement is palatable on Edmonton Sports Talk. It's where fans go to get their sports fix and where our partners find the most loyal consumers. Contact us today and see how our team on Edmonton Sports Talk can score the biggest goals for your business. With various advertising options available, email business@edmontonsportstalk.com or head to our website and send a message at edmontonsportstalk.com.
All right, I believe we're at 98 thumbs up on YouTube in the nasty chat. So if maybe everybody's giving us one.
We should get YouTube Frank to
get somebody to get us to 100. My goodness.
YouTube Trev's dad showed up. Trev's filling in for Tommy tonight on the GCL Diesel pregame as Tommy is down on the sidelines.
Yeah, Mr. TSN television.
Yeah, Mr. Highfalutin Tommy. We're gonna watch him and see his face on the TV tonight. But for YouTube, Frank, give us a thumbs up. We are one away.
All right.
You better read what C-Max said, right?
What did he say?
Well, he said, could just be me. Haven't had coffee yet and dreading my night shift. Oh yeah, I feel you. Night shift on a Friday.
C-Max, it's fine. I really don't take it personally if somebody says they don't like something on the show. That's so part of this job. Hey, C-Max, if that segment didn't work for you, that's okay. Oh, we're over 100. I just don't think.
There we go.
I honestly, he says I have. I honestly don't think I told an extensive Blockbuster story yet on this show. I mean, I might bring it up. I could be wrong. Every once in a while, I will go into one. I try not to overdo it. But I have found, C-Max, most people like those stories. And I've also found not everyone will like everything all of the time. So unfortunately, you were one of the people who didn't like it as much. But I do appreciate that you're in the audience, and I hope you have a great night shift tonight.
Yeah. You should let us know what you do, C-Max. We'd like to know.
Yeah. Well, even if he's not comfortable too, that's also
that's
okay.
fine too. Yeah, that's fine. I should. Yeah.
So with Halloween on Thursday, we're going to be doing some scary Halloween type stuff. So my top 3 for food sausage, the best sausages you will ever eat, locally made and packed full of flavor. Order online or visit them in-store at 6736 99th Street. Take advantage of their EST discount. 10% off your order by entering the online code
today.
EST.
I've got it.
Or just mention Edmonton Sports Talk in-store. Such as this.
Okay, robots.
Which one am I? Were we both robots?
You're the employee from Fuge Sausage.
Okay.
Good day, sir.
Beep, boop, 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 boop.
I would like to buy some sausages.
Beep, 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 beep.
Yay!
You didn't even mention Edmonton Sports Talk.
Edmonton Sports Talk.
Sorry, I beeped too early. I did my excited beeps too early. The screenplay for that would just be like, employee robot makes excited beeps. Beep, beep, beep.
The pressure for this bit is overwhelming.
That was a good idea. All right. It is. Oh, by the way, Fuge Sausage free delivery in Edmonton on orders over $100. As Fuge Sausage says, you can't beat our meat. I ruined that bit. I was so excited to get to the end.
I don't blame you. I would have got excited too. The robots was fun.
That was pretty fun.
Maybe we should be birds next time.
Yeah, and then then we have to communicate the free sausage just through intonation.
Dolphins.
My top 3 under the radar spooky movies. So these are movies that I'm not saying that people won't have heard of them, but I feel like they didn't get a ton of attention when they came out. They might have been overshadowed by other things, but I think, and they're not slasher, violent, bloody type horror movies. Maybe one of them has a little more gore. They're more sort of story, suspense, creepiness. Okay. So under the radar spooky movies, and yes, thanks to Blockbuster for sure. I was exposed to one of these. My first one is going to be a movie from 1980 starring the legendary George C. Scott. It's a Canadian movie, and it's called The Changeling. And this often shows up on lists of creepy movies, but I still feel as if not a lot of people have heard of it. And, I mean, it's older now, from 1980. It is called The Changeling, and people would recommend it at Blockbuster, and I would hear people talking about it, so I finally rented it, and I thought to myself, oh, that is kind of, it is kind of, like, it's one of those eerie, tense movies where you just feel sort of unsettled and uncomfortable the entire time. It's not necessarily in-your-face jump scares. It's certainly not gory, but The Changeling from 1980.
After experiencing tragic personal losses, a music professor rents a Seattle mansion haunted by a slain boy. Is that correct?
That's that sounds creepy right there.
Yeah, I'm out.
You're not watching. It is sort of a haunted house. And there are some effects. I remember there's like this empty wheelchair that it's just a shot of an empty wheelchair, but in the context of the movie, it was very eerie, and the music and everything like that. Number 2 on this list, and again, these are in no particular order. My second one is going to be a movie called The Others from 2001. It features Nicole Kidman. It is another ghost story type movie. If people want to watch it, I don't want to give away too much, but it certainly would have come out in the shadow of The Sixth Sense, which I think hurt its popularity and appeal and the attention that it got. But it is a very atmospheric, ghosty, haunted house, what's going on, I'm not sure what's happening here type story that does have a couple of very creepy, sort of unsettling images that stay with you. The Others with Nicole Kidman. Yeah, Ro Nelson says The Changeling is so creepy. Thank you, Ro. Ro was all over the Oilers stuff. Today, Ro is all over the creepy movies. The Others with Nicole Kidman.
Never heard of that one.
Okay. Joel says it was messed. I'm not sure if Joel means The Changeling or The Others, as for when that message came in. The other one is also from 2001, and it's called Frailty, and it stars Matthew McConaughey and Powers Booth. It was directed by Bill Paxton.
A mysterious man arrives at the offices of an FBI agent and recounts his childhood, how his religious fanatic father received visions telling him to destroy people who were, in fact, demons.
Yes, go around and murder people, basically.
No, thank you.
It's called Frailty. Matthew McConaughey's in it, yeah.
Wow.
It's a good one. Again, it's eerie, and it's got a twist. I mean, a lot of these good suspense horror movies might have some sort of a twist. Jimbo says, is that the one where the guy's dad is in the radio? I don't think that was in Frailty. I think he would interact with his dad. Maybe I'm not remembering. It's been a while since I've seen some of these. I'm going to give a fourth one as a bonus one. This one is, if I remember correctly, this one might have a little bit more gore in it, and it has blatant creatures in it that are part of the scenario. It's about a group of women, I think 5 or 6, who decide they're going to go caving. And at the start of the movie, one of the women loses her family in a crash. So she's dealing with that personal tragedy and obviously the after effects of that. And then a bunch of them decide to go into a cave, and there are some creatures who live down in there, and things go wrong. It's called The Descent. It's from 2005. Identity is a good suggestion by Joel as well.
Rip City Step said that's White Noise.
I don't think I ever saw White Noise. Wasn't that with Costner? The Chaos Gesture says, frailty isn't just a movie, it's an adjective. Well, it's great to get a bit of a English lesson out of this as well.
Yeah, you never know what you're going to hear.
I'm going to guess the Chaos Gesture has seen frailty.
Have you ever seen? Okay, so you put this on the the rundown for the show today. So I came up with two. Now they're not near as I guess as obscure as yours, but I watched a movie. It was from 1990 called The Flatliners.
Okay, hang on. Dustin says the dad in the radio was Frequency. Somebody else said it was White Noise. I don't know. I guess we have to trust Dustin because otherwise he'll take our chocolate chip cookie ingredients away.
It's called Frequency?
Yeah. Wasn't that an alien abduction one? I don't know.
Yeah, here it is here. An accidental cross-time radio link connects father and son across 30 years. The son tries to save his father's life, but then must fix the consequences. Oh, boy.
Okay. All right. Sorry, I interrupted you.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
Well, Dustin did, technically.
Flatliners? Did you see that?
I saw Flatliners. I think for the purposes of my list, I would have considered that too well known.
Right. Well,
because it was pretty big when I think I was a teen when that came out, and everybody was talking about Flat. Wait, the remake or the newer one? They remade
1990.
The original one. Yeah, I would have been in high school. You would have been just a lad.
Yeah.
Flatliners, yeah, creepy for sure. And not a huge movie.
I don't know. I feel like Misery should be bigger than it was.
I think Misery was pretty big.
Yeah.
Don't you?
Well, once again, we're talking about different timelines here.
Yeah, because I'm a little older.
That was and you talk about spooky movies.
Misery's a great movie. I would recommend. To me, that would be a good Halloween movie.
It would.
Because it's not creepy in a way where you're going to be spooked by it for days.
Yeah, it's just demented.
It's just her character, and the story is good. There are twists in the story. James Caan is great. And there's one pretty gory scene, not with blood.
No, you're never going to want to pick up a sledgehammer
just for the
again.
foot being massively out of place.
Yeah, and Misery was too big, I guess, for the likes of this list.
Well, maybe not. I mean, some of the movies I said, people might have thought, that was...
I'm not a scary movie guy. Like, I stay away from them with a 10-foot pole.
White Noise was the guy talking to his wife with Keaton. So Dustin nailed it. Dustin Nielsen, I believe...
And he's not a scary movie guy either.
...gets a point for our next staff meeting. Am I allowed to give him a point?
You're Reid Wilkins. I think you can do whatever
for identifying a movie. I think I can... Well, I can give him a point maybe. I could have my own list of points. Just for people who are good with pop culture and trivia.
I think this is going to be something we're going to have to continue on with here.
Well, I want to do this next week for Halloween. I might
every off-topic topic should be something.
I might do my top 3 X-Files episodes.
Yeah.
I might do something like that. That's great. The truth is out there. The Chaos Gesture also says in Misery, the book, it's an axe, not a sledgehammer. Does she cut his foot off?
Is it the backside? No, she uses
or she could use the back. Yeah,
maybe it was. I thought it was a sledgehammer, but maybe it was the backside of an axe.
And Dustin says Frequency isn't scary. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Best vampire movie is the Swedish film Let the Right One In. I saw the American remake of that called Let Me In, and yeah, it was very good. Event Horizon, yeah, sci-fi horror. That was that has some eerie stuff in it as well. Oh, this is good stuff. This is good stuff coming in here. But we got to go. Should have done that top 3 earlier in the show, but we had a bunch of other fun stuff to touch on as well. We got our goof ups.
Annie takes a sledgehammer and uses it to break Paul's ankles.
Yes, but in the book, it's an axe.
Oh, the book rendition. Okay.
I had a goof up.
I did.
Oh, I said that I was broadcasting on 630 Chet. That's incorrect.
Yes, that is incorrect. Thankfully, you're here with us over at Edmonton Sports Talk, your clear choice for Edmonton sports. Leslie Nielsen was not born in Edmonton. He was born in Regina.
Oh, I think I said that.
We both
did. Okay. But I think he lived here for a while. Didn't he go to St. Joe's or something?
Who knows?
Maybe that's also a goof up.
That was from Rip City Step. Thanks, Rip.
Thank Ripper. All right, Coop, we're done. You didn't make any. We got to go.
See ya.
All right, so we got Elks and Oilers pregame coverage coming up on YouTube and on the audio stream. Appreciate you tuning in today. And postgame coverage for both games as well. Sunday, the Oilers play too, so 3 o'clock Oil Stream pregame, and then they're on for after that game as well. I'm going to head to the Oilers game here. Jay's going to Century Casino for our Elks coverage. Big thanks to Zach Kubish for his work. Have a great weekend, everybody.
Get to know the winners, props, plays, parlays, and more with Nielsen and Hustler. Weekday mornings at 11 on The Lock Shop. Only on EdmontonSportsTalk.com.